Hey all, happy Friday. Welcome to our April 2023 live stream. And thank you so much for opting to spend some time with us this evening. We really appreciate it. I think everyone's biggest asset is their time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, with busy as we all are, working all the time, everything going on, I'm sure a lot of you have kids going one direction or the other. And so our greatest asset is our time, and we certainly appreciate you taking the time to sit down and share this with us. So we're going to have a good time tonight regardless. Ken, I got to say, it's good to have you back here again.
Yeah.
My brother Kent, for those of you who have not met him before, he's usually here on every live stream other than one or twice, one or two every once in a while you're on vacation or whatever. But it's always fun for him and I to do some blind tasting and talk about some bourbon, so that's good. But other than that, it seems like tonight we have a little bit of an empty house here.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, we had some people invited over and they had to cancel due to some things that came up. So tonight,
it's a family affair.
It's a family thing is what we have. Kent's here with us. My lovely wife, Rebecca, is here. Trenton and Michelle. And that's it.
Kev, I always like to see what time people are watching at, where they're at.
Sure.
Kevin, I'm sorry if I pronounce your last name, Van Varenberg, is watching from Brussels at 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
Thank you, buddy.
Hopefully it's because you're on the night shift.
I
and
hope
not getting
so,
up there
too.
early.
I hope so, too. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to do that. That's incredible. I'm having a hard time staying up right now, to tell you the truth. It's 8 p.m. here, dude. Been working hard this week. Kent, he gets up at 3 a.m. to go to his job at 4, so I'm sure he's pretty tired, too.
Yeah, that's when we go to sleep. I've been working hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
We do. Yeah.
Just had some picks come out, and we're doing some... we just recently did a pick with Penelope, so we're going to be giving away one of each of those if you want to... I forgot to bring the other one out, but if you want to toss that up there.
Yeah, sure I can.
So we got the Penelope Architect pick that we did. We have the Penelope Toasted. The one in the picture is a Char 5, and then we also have a Char 3 that is somewhere else down here. But we're also giving away two of the, if you'll notice on top of the bottles is this neat little bowl pour spout thing that
pretty cool.
Finally just came in that I've been working on for like 4 or 5 months. Man, you could injure somebody with those. Those are heavy.
Those are legit.
Yeah. And then we have a bar mat that we just put on the store today that we're going to be giving away if you want to grab that and kind of do a little showcase for it.
Do a little Vanna White with it.
Vanna White.
By the way, Carrie, one of these are coming home for us.
So that's going to be available for the giveaway. So we're giving away 5 things tonight. So make sure you stick around to the end for that. Otherwise, we have a $10 donation from Thomas S. He says, enjoying the heck out of my Penelope Toasted SLB pick. Prost. Prost? What does that mean?
It's like
Babe,
cheers.
help him out.
It's like I think it's Polish,
it's like a
right?
cheers. Basically, he's saying cheers.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cheers, buddy. I
I think it's Polish, right?
Help that kid out, man.
No, I think
No?
it's like...
Isn't it Nostrovia?
Oh yeah.
Polish or that's
It's
Salute.
Salute. Yeah.
Salute.
I don't know.
don't know. I'm
It's
not.
something. Someone will tell us in the chat.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, Thomas, I'm glad you're enjoying that, buddy. Let me know which one you got, the 3 or the 5.
I was just going to ask that, too, because I really like that 5. That was good. For me.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
All of them were really, really,
Yeah.
really good. I'm not a massive Architect fan, but I thought this pick was really, really good, too.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it at all in the regular releases, but, you know, I kind of rank it in the middle of the pack of what I personally would like. But the pick really came out really nice, really maple forward.
Probst is German, by the way.
Okay.
Now
Thanks,
we know.
babe.
Now we know.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly, but I knew what it meant.
Yeah. We should have thought that. Brussels. You know.
Oh, that's who said it?
No, that's not the same guy who said it.
Okay, but still.
Yeah.
The theme of the conversation. All right, well, what we got going on tonight and what we're doing up here is we're going to be blind tasting
This is pretty cool.
Four Roses limited editions.
This is
Kent,
pretty cool.
you remember, you know the guy I'm speaking of. I'm not going to mention his name because he told me don't ever tell anybody. So I ran into this guy in our hometown, and out of nowhere, he asked me, he says, hey, I know you have the channel and everything else, and you got a nice collection going. But this guy, he has tons, and when I tell you that, he has tons of bottles. And he said, I'm trying to, maybe it's because he just got married too.
Oh, could be. Could be.
He's got married several months before that. He told me, he says, hey, I'm just trying to thin down my collection a little bit. And he says, I don't know if you're interested or not, but I've got, I think it was 5 Four Roses limited editions through the years. And he was willing to sell them to me for MSRP
Barely.
now.
Yeah,
Now.
barely over what they were.
Yeah, because Trenton, what are they, $200 now, right? For the limited edition Four Roses?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
MSRP.
that's what he-
229-ish around there.
Well, he sold them to me for $200 a piece.
Great deal.
So,
And for those of you that don't know, Kurt's ears perked up real good when he said
I
Four
know,
Roses.
I know, and I'm
edition.
like, wait, what? Because I a little secret here. I usually let Trenton have the run of the house when it comes to allocated bottles, but in return, he takes care of me with anything wild turkey. And I also put my 2 cents in at the beginning of every year with him and Harry that I want the Four Roses limited edition. Past that, as long as I can get a taste out of Trenton's bottles, then I'm fine. I'm good. He can have them. That's fine by me. So anyways, Kent, I kept 4 of them and I gave 1 to Kent, so he has 1 at home as well. So what we got here tonight, Kent, our 1 bottle here, I got a 2015 Four Roses limited edition. I got a 2017 limited edition. Now this one, Kent, is this is the 2018, but it's also their 130th year anniversary special release.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
And he sold that to me for the same price as the other one.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And hey, let me just say, I don't ever resell. I just don't. So if you can see, they're all open.
Yeah.
So I don't play that. I don't resell them. No, not at all. Last but not least, as far as my bottles are concerned, I've got the 2022. So Harry did me right here and got me this one last year, 2022.
Well, that's cool. And I don't know what you have, Trenton, but so I have 2 different ones. The one that I got for you was 2014, I believe.
Correct. It was
and then
2014.
I have a 2020.
Yep.
I don't have any of the Four Roses limited editions. It's not really Four Roses. I like the single barrels, but they're not really my bag. Is that what you asked? Which ones I had?
Limiteds.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. I always give those to Kurt.
That's pretty cool, though. We have 6 of them between the 2 of us,
Right.
different ones.
We do, and I get that. I talked to a lot of folks on the comments, Kent, and I would say 75% of the folks really like the Four Roses products, but there are
People
a
that don't,
decent
yeah.
amount that don't, and I understand that and I respect that. That's not a big deal. Me personally, especially these limited editions, man, I really like them a lot.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this. I didn't tell you this before the camera got started, but all of these are right at 108 proof, point whatever they are. Okay, so they're all 108 proof. So Trenton thought he'd be smart tonight. We did say on our show this morning that we were going to throw in.
this.
I know you got 5,
I
and
just
I've got
noticed
4,
that.
right? All right, well, I'll explain that to you. We were going to throw in the Four Roses Small Batch Select to see where that landed, but Trenton thought it'd be more fun if he could go through the bar and pick something that we don't know what it is. So I have no clue of anything. Knowing him, he probably picked something at least similar in proof point. I would hope that, right, Trenton? I'm hoping you give something that's similar in proof point.
You'll see.
Oh, of course.
Well, I was going to say,
course.
I'm sure it's something that he likes a lot to see if it beats out our Four Roses thing
You
we like.
never know. He had me sitting in the corner over there while he was doing it. So he's just like his mother. So he is. He wouldn't even let me. I was watching.
Tricky.
I was watching the Cubs game. When are you paying attention? You got to go over there. I stay over there. You don't look because I got to pick this bottle. Come on,
Who is Barry Manilow?
Barry
Oh, my
Manilow.
goodness.
Apparently, I sound like Barry Manilow in this mic,
Wow.
but I don't
He's
know who
an
that is.
Old crooner.
Start singing.
Crooner.
Start singing. You'll
I don't
see if
know
you
what
really
that
like
is.
Barry Manilow.
I don't know what that is.
The
Crooner.
women loved him back in the day.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Grammy probably really loved him back in the day.
Oh, I bet she did.
I bet she did.
You have a message from somebody. I'll have Michelle get caught up on that because
Oh, gosh.
she's writing everything down.
All right.
Yeah, I have some donations as well. I'm gonna start from the top. So Judd Tucker, $9 or $10. Your Penelope Char 5 is fantastic.
Jar 5.
Definitely
yeah.
agree.
Glad you
Yeah,
like it.
thank you.
Yeah, glad you
Lanoma
like it.
94, $20. Enjoying some Four Roses along with some of my favorite people on YouTube.
Well, thank
Aw,
you.
thanks.
Thank you.
This was funny. Primal Sear with Rubs and Suds said, always seems like there are a lot of Glen Karens in the bar when Kent's in the house. I
You
would
can
say
mark
that's
that
accurate.
down.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Ethan
Wherever
W.
he goes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple at my house before I left.
No, gosh. Ethan W. $20. Love me some Four Roses. Kurt, don't pick small batch select first. And then this one's for you, Kent. Mike says, tell Kent Red Hat Mike said hi. Old friend that
Holy
moved from
cow.
South Carolina
Heck
years
yeah.
ago.
How you doing, Mike? Wow. That's a flashback.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm getting roasted for not knowing who Barry Manilow is. If you were wondering,
Rightfully so.
It's just add it to the list of another thing that Trenton's not aware of. So.
has there been a video or a live stream where I don't get roasted for my lack of knowledge? Somebody said I'm getting a free master's degree in the chat
I want a free master's
by the comments.
degree.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Well,
I'd like one too. I barely got my high school diploma.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure how I did.
I was in too much trouble all the time. Barely scraped by.
Last one, we got
a
Stone
fact.
Cold Steve
Stocks.
Stocks.
Stone Cold. I like
watch
that.
party here in Fishers with a few members. That's
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
Pretty cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Real quick, since it's a little bit slower evening with us here in the basement, we don't have guests and so forth. If there's anything, if you want to ask us any questions, it's going to be a question and answer time as well, too. If you wanted, Michelle can try to keep up with what's in the chat. If there's anything you want to ask, we'll do our best to answer. If I don't know it, I'm sure my wife will. So, right, babe?
I wasn't even paying attention to you. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That was funny.
That's all right. So let's get started up here, Ken. Which way do you want to go? What you got here is E on your left, and you got A on your right.
I want to stay with A and work that way.
That's fine by me. I got you a pad of paper, and
That's it.
it's about. I know you use that. I use it some. Now, I don't know how you do it, Ken, but when I go through them the first time, I kind of put a 1 through 5 score, just to see. I'm really trying to narrow it down to see which one I don't want, 1 or 2 that I don't want to be in there. That's how I start. I don't know, how do you start?
I usually put down a couple notes, just simple stuff. It might just be, incredible nose, a big flavor of such and such, or the finish was great, or just something that defines that pour.
That's a good idea, like sweet or oaky or
and then,
generalizing.
and then I may put a number next to it,
Yeah.
usually a 1 through 5, where it kind of coincides. But by writing down those little bit of notes, it kind of reminds me of why I scored what I scored. Because
Sure.
by the time I get down here, I may not remember what I even thought.
I know, and that's what's hard, especially when there's 5 glasses. Trent and I started on a lot of the videos having 5 glasses, and then we went down to 4
Yeah.
because it was just really difficult to try to keep up with all
Keep track,
5
yeah.
and keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, I think the first video we did ended up being like a half hour, something like that.
It's just hard, but this is a live stream, so we got time. Just take our time and see what we got. So let's see what we got.
I started the night early. I had to pour the 14 before I left the house.
You
so,
did?
Yeah,
Well,
I
you got your palate primed, then, didn't you? I didn't even start yet. I did have my piece of bread, though, so so I'm ready to go. Kent's famous tip, right?
Yeah.
Eat a piece of bread before the live shows. If I do that, since I've done that, I've been pretty good. It's been all right. Oof.
Apparently, I mixed up the glasses in our in our Blanton's Gold video.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying,
I saw 1 or 2 comments. That was it in all the
Oh, really?
comments. So I don't
man.
know. I did see that.
"Woof."
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the one was more proof,
Yeah,
so and it had a distinctive taste difference
yeah.
for sure. Pretty berry on the nose, huh?
Also, just a little bit astringent on the nose, I think. Just slightly. A little bit.
We had a couple people ask about how to get the Penelope pick
Or any pick.
or any pick. We have a Patreon page, and I will have Michelle post that link in the chat and pin that. We do picks usually once or twice a month,
Almost makes me wanna-
depending on how
what you're
things
saying.
line up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
see
you're interested in getting some picks, we also have some other
You're
perks
right.
like live streams and other things we do for patrons only. You can go to patreon.com/slbdrinks. We have a Old Elk rum rye finish coming up in May sometime. What kind of rum is
Agricole.
that? Agricole.
Agricole rum.
It is going. They've only ever done 11 barrels, and we were
Yeah.
fortunate enough to get one, and
Right.
it is.
I got to taste a little bit of your
Wild.
sample, and it's.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to that.
it's
one.
really,
Yeah.
really so, way different than any other rum finish that you'll ever tasted.
Yeah, I agree.
Just way different.
And rum finishes for me are hit and miss. I either love them or I hate them.
I bought Old Elk came out with like a standard core. I don't know if it's a core release, but a finished rum rye, and I'm gonna try that tonight and see how it compares because there's no way it's gonna be as good.
Yeah.
But it's probably still good. I'm still getting roasted for my hair. A lot of people are wondering what my hair is looking like.
Trent, I have to say your hair looked a lot better these last couple videos. And
I'm glad you noticed the effort I'm putting in.
you did, you really did, and I didn't pay attention when it was all messed up either. You come down here and we do what we do, and I don't pay attention to your hair, but I know your mom does. But she wasn't here; she was gone that day.
Yeah.
If she was here, you would have heard about
I
it.
seen
There's no
your
doubt about that.
one comment saying, "This is Trenton's mom. He needs a stylist." Oh my gosh, or something like that.
He drives me crazy.
There's
Right?
few things that I put effort into, and my appearance usually is not one of them. So
I have a lot of questions, Kurt.
Yeah.
That so
Sure.
let me know when you want me to start reading some
Well,
of it.
give me 1 second.
all
On the
good.
first one, what Kent was saying on the nose, which I did agree with, it was a little bit hot on the nose.
Yeah,
It just seemed a bit hot on the nose, which
yeah.
it was burning the nostrils. just
It's
a
one of
touch.
those you can't breathe in too deep.
Right,
you know.
and I agree with that. On the palate, though, I found it to be pretty darn nice. I
Yeah.
got a little bit of fruit note. There's some caramel, a little bit of baking spice.
Definitely some.
I thought it
baking
was very
spice in
good.
there, and
Did I think it was incredible? Considering what we're tasting,
well, yeah, I'm
maybe not, but
Wait
really,
and
really
see
good.
where it fares. I think
Yeah.
I have a feeling there's better ones in the mix.
Let's hope so. All right, Michelle, we can go on to B.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see where did I leave off. So Kevin Madden says, "Oh, just kidding. I already answered that one. Sorry. This one's for Trenton.
Okay.
What's the one allocated bourbon you'd pay beyond your comfort level to attain?"
ooh,
This is different.
what? Can you say that again?
I know
Yeah.
what mine is.
What's the
What's yours?
one allocated bourbon you'd pay beyond your comfort level to attain?
Booker's Rye.
Yeah.
I would stretch out their ways for
Yeah.
that one.
Maybe like it. One of my big ones was Pappy Rye for a while because I'm a huge rye fan, and Kent is too. I know. But I tried it at a bar, and I wasn't really impressed with it. The proof is like 95.6 or 94.6. It's low. I think I don't understand why Pappy does 107 proof for the 10 year and the 15, and then
Yeah.
the 12, 20, and 23 are
It's a
all,
little bit
and the
astringent.
rye are in the 90 range. I think they could benefit a lot from that.
What's
proof
the
point.
Booker's Rye proof?
131?
And
Wow.
what year did that come out?
2015, I believe.
15 or 16? I was thinking 16, but maybe 15.
One of the two, yeah. I think it was like
And back then,
6,800 bottles. That they were-
Booker's right now is a little bit more hit and miss, I think. But back then, I was buying Booker's, and they were all rock solid.
I'll bet.
Every batch was just fantastic.
I'll bet too.
And putting in that in context, I think it was just better quality.
Yeah.
And then the rarity of that one rye, and me being a rye guy, that's kind of my bottle.
Yeah, I
I
can
would
imagine.
love to have.
I can imagine, for sure. Well, on B, Kent,
It's way darker than the first one,
is
in
it?
my opinion. No, not color wise, just
Oh,
in,
I
in
see.
the flavor.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a much darker.
I was thrown off what you're trying to say.
Much darker flavor to me,
Mm-hmm.
profile.
Definitely it introduces some tobacco notes,
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
things like that. I find it to be just a tad astringent,
You know,
just a little bit.
this on the palate is what this was on the nose.
Yeah, true. And it's a little hot, sure.
Yeah, a little hot.
I don't really find much sweetness in B.
No, it's tobacco, leather,
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
vibe.
yeah. I'm agreeing with you on that. All right, we'll move on to C.
I guess I never answered the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
but-
would probably go. A lot of the stuff I've been looking for now is kind of more of a vintage kind of pour.
Oh yeah.
I've really been
Oh,
trying to
okay.
find that Old Crow Chessman piece from this. I think it's like a '77 release.
Oh.
Those are supposed to be nutty. They're like $1,000 on secondary.
What-
I'm just not going to do that.
What
but-
was that one that we tasted when we went to Kentucky to Justin's House of Bourbon? It was a 1980
Old Granddad 114.
Do you remember the year though?
I think it was lot 6, so that would have been 83.
Yeah, it was something in the early 80s, and it was just amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, it really was. It was just unbelievable.
Somebody asked if they join the Patreon but live in a state where they cannot get alcohol shipped, how would they get the picks? We are in the process of looking for a couple different partners for a couple different shipping partners to address those concerns. There is a partner that I know of that will ship to 48 states, not including, I think it's Alaska or Hawaii. So the lower 2 or whatever they call it, or the lower 48. So that's one of the things, and also our picks will change distributors depending on who the pick is through. So like Penelope didn't distribute in Indiana, so we went with an online retailer instead. So it'll just kind of vary. We do put out posts when we depending on what the pick is. It just kind of determines based on what pick it is and what states they're in.
Let me know when you want me to read some more.
Yeah, go ahead. This is very yummy on the nose.
Okay.
This has got a lot of sweetness on the nose, light berry, really beautiful.
Andrew Daff
caramel
says, if you had one last pour of bourbon left in your life, what would it be?
chew. What would it be?
That'd be a sad day.
You know
Yeah.
what? It would, honestly, I
what
think
that would
about that because for me personally, it'd be something that's very sentimental. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have to be expensive.
Yeah.
It'd be something, I'm sure something wild turkey. I'm sure of that. And probably something that means a lot to me. More than likely. It could be that father-son bottle that Trenton gave me for Father's Day one year.
Aw,
Aw,
that's really sweet.
I'd probably go with J.W. Dant.
his walker on.
I think 1792 is in emergency crisis mode or something right now. So he's,
Oh boy.
I don't know if somebody drove a forklift into the building again like last time or what. I don't even know if I should be saying this information.
You
out
really
loud.
probably should not.
That is
I'm gonna cut the mic off.
C is
Yeah.
wonderful, whatever that is.
It's probably
wonderful.
one Trenton pick. That's bad.
Probably. Babe, don't pull your paper out. Don't do
I'm
it.
gonna look.
And then I'm going to see all your facial expressions. And when we say, I know exactly. And you're going to play that with me. Exactly, honey. Don't do that. That was wonderful. Everything that was luscious in
If
the
it
nose
happened to be
came out of the
Trenton's pick,
palate.
it's a good one. But
It don't matter, right?
That's a good pour.
I mean,
good on the nose, good pour.
oh man, everything that was on the nose came through in
Yeah,
the palate.
absolutely.
A little bit of berry notes, some really luscious, like a vanilla caramel chew
and
going on in there.
the mouthfeel, the viscosity.
Oh, yeah,
Very smooth.
you're right.
Orange Bird Girl says, good evening. Just started drinking bourbon. What's a good low proof bourbon I should start with? Someone said Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden is pretty decent for a beginner. The
That
only
was one of my starters.
Yeah, the only knock on it is the price, because it's what, Trenton, $40.
They're getting up there in price,
Yeah.
yeah.
The same thing with Angel's Envy. I've had several people,
That's a
Trenton,
good
ask us
starter
for
too,
Angel's
yeah.
Envy reviews, and we should do that sometime
Yeah.
because when your mom and I went out to different restaurants, I had no idea of bourbon, and I had Angel's Envy to start with. But again, you're talking price point. I think that one's probably $50.
I really think two things always come to mind for me when people ask me that.
Mm-hmm.
And they may not be the cheapest,
Sure,
but they're not outrageously priced.
sure.
But if you look at the Old Forester lineup and the Michter's lineup, some of their lower proof options, I think, still have big flavor.
He's right. He's 100% right. Yeah.
I
That's-
always forget about Michter's.
Yeah, the Michter's American whiskey is
whiskey's
$40, and it is a wonderful
Yeah.
starting.
Yeah.
It's not listed to be a bourbon, and the only reason is because it was aged in used bourbon barrels instead of brand new.
Right.
However, to get an introduction,
It's a great pour.
in my opinion, to get introduction into whiskey and bourbon, it's really a good choice. Too.
And their bourbon's fine too.
Yeah, it is.
The
It is.
rye's good. I don't know. I just think those two,
Good point.
Old Forester, their whole lineup is good. Even
Right.
their higher proof ones are fantastic,
Yeah.
but their lower proof ones, I typically go to the 1920. Is it 1910?
1910 is 93 proof.
93
Yeah.
proof.
Yeah. Those
Great-
that's excellent
great
too.
pour.
Oh yeah, very good, very good.
1897 original batch is really solid too.
Yeah.
If you didn't say that already.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't knock
that's
that-
a
you can't
100
knock
proof,
that.
I think.
I thought it
Yeah.
was 80 something. No.
No, 1897 I think is bottled and bond.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's
Get all the
100
stuff
proof.
messed up.
Well, Forester 86 proof isn't bad either
No,
for what
no.
it is for a $20 bottle.
I
that's
actually
for sure.
have 175s of Old Forester 100 and Old Forester Rye that I use mixing all the time too.
Mhm. I do
And they're
too.
not a bad pour either.
They're right there.
So
No doubt about it. All right, well that was
that was good.
fabulous. Let's
Yeah.
move on. D.
While you guys are tasting, I have a great question. This is for Rebecca. Ashley Latham asks, "What's Kurt's wife's favorite bourbon?"
Okay, honey, what is it?
So many choices.
No, I know. Yeah, we
She
share
hates
so much
bourbon.
every evening, don't we?
It's you.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say none.
none. That's a big none from Rebecca.
She likes Corner Creek.
No, I don't.
don't. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Aw.
I'm just a
different, but I like it.
supporter of Kurt and Trenton. I try it. I do.
She does at times, yeah.
She does, yeah.
Maybe someday.
Trenton, she actually, when she got home from vacation, she actually drank an entire cocktail that I made for her. The whole
Wow.
thing.
Got
Wow.
crazy. That
That
was
rarely happens.
Ooh-wee.
You're
What
out
was
of
it?
control there, Rebecca.
That rarely happens.
It does.
Usually it's a half or something like that.
Well, which one was it?
I made her a porn star martini.
What?
Great, we're gonna get censored now.
I did. That's what I made her. I got some really high quality passion fruit puree.
Oh, you did that.
And that's something I've always wanted to do, and I figured she'd like it because it's nice and fruity, you know, that kind of thing.
This
And
is
she'd like
I
it.
never thought I'd hear that come
She-
out of your mouth.
She
Yeah, I
finished
don't
it.
think I ever
It
want to
made
hear
me
that
laugh
come out of
too,
your mouth
Jen.
again.
This is a family channel.
I just, you know, I didn't name the cocktail. I didn't name it,
Maybe? Yeah. All right.
you know.
Cool.
Rebecca gone wild.
Oh, no. That is not okay.
It's the
That's
truth.
great.
My eyes. Help.
Oh, my gosh.
That is awesome.
Yikes.
People ask questions, they have a hard time not telling the truth, right, honey? I do. You
Were you
know?
trying to come up with another name?
No, no, I was throwing it out there. It was what it was. You know, and I'm looking in Trenton's eyes, and he's the most inquisitive fellow I've ever met.
What does that mean?
You ask a million questions.
Well, yeah.
So as soon as I looked over at you, I knew it was coming. And I'm trying to think of what I could say, and I'm like, I can't, you know, I'm just gonna have to say what it is. What am I gonna say?
That one, I don't know if you noticed,
Mhm.
hangs on your tongue forever.
Mm.
It just keeps on, just sticks there, finishes forever.
That one has a beautiful sweet note to it, darker, a little bit darker, in the flavor profile from C. And for me, it has a lot of, it's like a really beautiful sweet oak note, but it has some baking spices, I think, in there that's really nice. But there's some sweetness in there too. It's not light caramel.
No.
It's not like
No.
that.
It's more, I don't know, you guys say confectionery sugar sometimes. It's more of that lighter sweet note.
Yeah.
Honey, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
could be like a dark honey. Yeah.
But the one thing that I had
Sure,
in
I
my
can
mind
get
that I
that.
wrote down was I really like the oak note in it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
It
oak
has a
note.
real nice oak note in that
But
one.
what I noticed the
that
most
too.
is it just stuck there. The
Yeah.
finish is
Finish.
a very long finish.
You get that right.
Okay, you need that on a shirt.
What?
What does that mean?
Oh, yeah. That's accurate. That'd be
That
a
is
great.
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what-
yeah.
You I wish y'all knew what was going through my head sometimes, because I'll be saying something and all of a sudden you look at me, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, I'm trying to rebound from that to figure out what I'm doing next, and it's like,
I keep you on your toes, though.
you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
You're good at that.
I have like a million comments to read.
There's
Okay.
some great comments
Yeah,
tonight.
and I also have some donations. I'm trying to sift through.
Yeah, take your
so-
time, Michelle.
Yeah,
Go
take
ahead.
your time.
Okay.
Kat
Don
and I are
Morton.
enjoying what's up here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Don Morton, $5. Cheers to Michelle, Rebecca, and all the women bourbon drinkers in the house. Aw, thanks, Don. Cheers
Thank
to you.
Thank you, Bottle and Bond Don.
I
Thank
need
you.
to make him a
For
shirt
one.
that is like bottled and bond down and send it to him.
You
Yes.
have to.
When did that come about? He recommended a bottled and bond.
Yeah, he
video or
was the
tournament?
biggest proponent of a Bottle and Bond show.
Okay.
And that's, remember the show we did, the first one we did, and it had like all the bottles stacked in all different directions?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was for Don. And that's what got it. That's what got my idea started, anyways. And we just built from there to
Yeah.
this huge thing. But
When
he really wanted a bottle and bond show.
When Mom about had a heart attack when I was stacking the bottles upside down and left and right and all precarious. Like.
That was awesome, though. I have to say that was pretty cool. Way to start a video. All right, we're on E.
This one's got me
E. Have you been to E?
Slightly puzzled.
Okay, I haven't been there yet. It's a little different on the nose.
E is slightly puzzling.
Yeah. I don't think it fits in with the rest of them on proof point.
Higher, lower.
Lower.
Okay.
The nose is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Holly, that would be a good one too.
Can you make these stop coming
Sweet, but definitely a lower proof.
Yeah. Definitely sweet, though.
It's sweet. It's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
But it, to me, doesn't
I'm with you, yeah.
doesn't fit the proof.
We'll see. I get it.
Man,
The nose is really nice, too. I'm really trying to pick that out.
it's either that or we're on our fifth pour and it doesn't seem as hot anymore. One or the other.
The Lawnmower Detective, $20. Have a sip for all of us on duty this evening. Oh, yeah. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
I really
No doubt
do
about it.
enjoy all that you do. Please keep up the awesome work. Thanks, Lawnmower Detective.
Did we ever ask him how they came up with that name?
I
Maybe
feel
he's
like
got a motorcycle or a lawnmower shop.
I would love to know the origins. Kind of like Tuxedo Toolbox. I would love to know the origin of that name.
It's a tiny bit sour.
There's something.
But
It's
not
something.
in a bad way, though.
No, it's something unusual there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit unusual. Trying to pinpoint it. If I have some sweetness, but to me it has a slight bit of sour to it. Just
Maybe.
a little bit.
Something different.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Giving gave us a $5 donation. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Luis Mezoros, how do you guys pick your
It's just different.
daily bourbon? Is it by rotation or is it by your favorite? Like if you're having like a nightly pour or a daily pour, how do you guys pick that?
You know what's funny is I have a hard time. So I'll go down there and I'll look and I'll look and I'll look, trying to pick out something. And so the best way for me to do it, for me, is say, Carrie, can you pick me a pour? And she'll go down there and, 10 seconds she grabs something and it ends up being something I haven't drank for, 2 months. She's good about remembering what I've had. And so she breaks it up, mixes it up. And because for me, I really have a hard time picking. I don't know if you do, but I really have a hard time picking.
Well,
There's some bottles I want to go to over and over and over, but I don't want to get rid of them.
it's hard
That quick,
because
but-
for me because somebody has to prep for the shows. Somebody has to do it, right?
Why?
Well, I guess that's
This is Trenton and I's never-ending. That's not an
Yeah.
argument, but it's just he doesn't
Difference.
understand me, and I
Difference,
don't
yeah.
understand him. How's that?
Perfect.
And it's like, I'm too old to get up here and not know at least a little bit what I'm going to talk about. You know what I mean? Trenton just flies down here and like, okay, let's go. That's,
see what we're gonna do.
He's young, he's smart. I'm just, So
Smart might be going a little too far.
depends on what category.
So I really
Definitely not Barry
truly,
Manilow.
I really truly try not to have something every night. So I try to skip nights. And what day did we skip? Did I skip, honey, this week?
I don't know.
I think not yesterday, but the day before, and I'm going to try to skip tomorrow as well because there's nothing going on Sunday. We can't because Trenton and I are going to be filming that evening. So it's difficult for me just to say I'm just going to have something I want because I'm usually prepping, tasting something for a show or something like that. But when I do, I first have to start with what type of whiskey do I even want? Do I want Scotch? Do I want Irish? Do I want
Well, see, I have a
bourbon?
hard time
Do I
deciding
want
that too.
do you?
Yeah.
I usually narrow it down. Okay, I feel like Scotch tonight, and then Rebecca knows I'll be standing in front of the shelves for about 10 minutes. So I'll figure out which one.
That's
It's
what-
just
yeah.
I look at it and I go, oh, just one sticks out to me, and that's kind of how it goes. But it's not easy around here because there's just a couple bottles that we can pick from. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not that.
We have $20 from Hog Jaw. Keep up the good work. Can't wait for a meetup at Still Austin or Millam and Green. Am I saying that right? When y'all make it to Texas.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. That'd be awesome. I love Texas.
Maybe a spoiler alert, but we're doing a Still Austin pick in June.
Oh, you confirm that?
Ooh, cool.
First or third week, I believe. So we'll be in the.
I can't wait for that.
In the, I don't even know much about Texas. I know like DFW and Still Austin or Austin. I don't know like how
think it's
far
on
away they
Thursday.
are or anything like that. But that is a pick that's happening in June. So we can
Awesome.
we can figure out like a little meetup situation.
That's
You know,
pretty cool that you guys are doing a pick. Obviously, you Texas people out there, send them enough samples or enough suggestions to sway them a little bit.
yeah, I would love that. We do have to do that though, Trenton. No matter where we go, we got to find a couple hours to do a meet and greet. Kent and I, last time we did a meet and greet, we went to Seymour. Went to see some folks down there in their very first bourbon event in Seymour, Indiana. So
Great
thank you,
event, and what a cool town.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan, for the invite.
The town was really nice. Small town, but had a lot going on for a lot of offerings for a small town.
Exactly.
Well, since we're talking about future picks, I can let some cats out of the bag here. So you can clear your schedule. I know you mentioned if anything we have to fly to, you'll probably not go. So we have
He's talking to his mom right now, Rebecca.
true, yeah. We
Just
have,
you guys can't see him.
He's
and that was-
pointing at her.
Yeah,
so
that was
y'all
probably
know.
really.
Still Austin in Texas in June. JT Mellick in Louisiana,
Woohoo.
which is a rice whiskey. It's fantastic. I think that'll be in the fall sometime. And then I've been looking at Cat's Eye Distillery in Iowa. And they do like the Magi, they do Obtainium, they do
Don't know nothing about that.
Nassus
Yeah, I don't know
Reserve.
anything about that one.
A lot of it's like light whiskey, Canadian stuff they source. It's like kind of like Found North, sort of, but it's, I don't think, well, their stuff is cask strength actually. Michelle got a, what is that, a 26-year rye Magi? It's
So
like
good.
a peanut butter port finish or something like that. What was it?
Yeah.
What?
It was Mrs. Old Tractor Garage sent it to
Yeah.
me. So
Oh,
good.
wow. Thanks, Mrs. Old Tractor
Yeah,
Garage.
I'll have to bring it over.
Wow.
You guys have to try it. I should have brought it today.
But we have a ton more picks scheduled for this year. Check out our Patreon if you'd like to see how you can get in on those. Like I said earlier, we do 1 or 2 picks a month as of right now, and there's no signs of slowing down. So.
And one of the questions asked was like, what are you looking forward to for picks this year? So I think
All
all
of
of those.
All of them.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Trenton always has his feelers out all the time.
yeah, honestly, like, one of the biggest efforts I would say is just trying to find interesting, unique picks to do. I mean, obviously the ones to look out for are like Buffalo Trace and the Four Roses, and like those are just so difficult to come by.
Right.
But there's a lot of really good, interesting stuff out there that we'd like to kind of showcase.
Yep.
And that's our main goal. I mean, obviously, if we can get like Old Forester picks and Four Roses picks, we're gonna
Sure.
do those.
Sure.
But I get more excited about the rice like the cask strength rice whiskeys and the
That's really good.
Iowa whiskeys and like that kind of thing.
Sure.
So check out our Patreon if you want to learn more about those.
Yeah. You
Are
good?
you knocking some out?
Yep, we're gonna have to go to that, Ken. So we have to discuss this. I want to sip A really quick. For me, the very first one that I want to eliminate is B. So I'll let you discuss what your first one you want to eliminate. But to me, that had my lowest score on the first
Well,
round.
that was my lowest score, but not by much. So
This is gonna be hard.
mine was B and D for me were the two.
You know.
B I scored less than D, but I want to go back and look at both of those.
Okay, honey, for me, for sure. Well, one moment.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna.
For sure, I think.
Wait a minute.
We have a Primal Sear with Rubs and Suds with $20. He says, always learning and watching SLB. Cold filter this week. Would love to do a beef and bourbon video with you all. That's Primal Sear.
Oh,
That,
you joking?
Is
You're talking to
magical.
Kent and I.
yeah.
You're
You're
talking.
drooling.
Yeah.
You're drooling.
Let
Where's
me
the SLB bib?
let me just say this story. You remember that time that we went? I used to build houses back in the day too. Remember the time we
I
went to
know
that
exactly what you're going to
the
say.
national show down in? We went to the
Florida.
National Home Builders Show down in Florida, One of my suppliers recommended a steakhouse there, and to this day I can't remember which one it was. Where in Florida were we? I don't even remember.
know.
You?
Was it Orlando?
I don't remember. I don't think so. But there was a steakhouse down there somewhere, and he said you got to go because it's excellent. I think that's the only place I've ever eaten where I didn't speak one word to her.
You didn't even look at me.
I mean, it was just that steak was mesmerizing. To
Well,
me. It was so
the
good.
truth of the matter is, my dad would have had meat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks,
Yep.
dessert.
Yep.
He would have ate that
Yep.
nonstop if he could have.
There's a whole nother story
And,
on that one too.
And we didn't fall too far from the tree. We both love a good steak. That's for any kind of meat. for that
We don't
matter.
have time for that dad story. But man, that was a meat story for all ages. That's for sure.
Just real quick, I got to tell one.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were, Kurt was a cook at Ponderosa. way
That's
back in
the
day.
story I was
Oh,
going to say. Go ahead though.
And
Go ahead.
you know the steaks at the end of the
Yeah,
night that didn't
Ponderosa
get cooked.
Steakhouse.
They had
My
to throw
sister
them
and I-
away.
Yeah, my sister and I worked there.
They had to throw them away.
Yep.
And so Kurt started snagging them and bringing a bag of steaks home. And my dad thought he won the lottery.
Yeah, honestly, the first time I did it, and I shouldn't have. We're not supposed to.
I know.
You know, the health department rules. You're supposed to throw it away. After so many days of thaw, you're supposed to throw it out, right? So I'm looking, Kent, at this I swear it was 40 steaks. Ponderosa steaks, they're not big, just 40 though, probably.
It was a big
And
bag.
I'm looking at that going, man, my dad would just be nuts about that. So I put him in the car. I took him home. And my dad wasn't a late guy, was he?
No.
Late night. No. 9:30. He was nodding
the
off on the
latest.
couch, and if he ain't on the bed by 10, something was wrong. I came home probably by 9, and I brought those steaks in. It was like a kid at Christmas.
He was cooking up steaks like you
I told him they've been thawed for a couple years. Sorry about that. For a couple days. Thawed for a couple days, so he probably should cook them soon. He went out there, fired up the grill. That night at 9 o'clock, he came in with a plate that heaped with steaks and put tinfoil over it, and he had meat every day for 2 weeks. He just thought it was the greatest day ever.
So anyway, all that to say, we're in.
It's
Great idea.
Where you from? When are we meeting?
I know. Trenton, we gotta do a pick somewhere where he's at.
Yeah, shoot us the details.
Yeah. Primal Sear, we can't wait.
All right, well, you good, Michelle? You good?
Oh,
right,
I'm
we're-
so behind.
We're a little bit backed up.
Go
if
ahead.
you don't mind, just
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
I heard
okay.
her breathe. I heard her getting ready to start, and I cut her off.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. Soul's Bourbon Family, $50. Just curious, have you
Thank
done
you,
an
yeah.
inventory of how many different bourbons, not including rye, just bourbons, you have in your bar?
Well,
Ooh.
last time it was done, Kayla helped me with
That was
it,
a while
and that
ago.
was what, a year
Like
and a
a
half
year,
ago or
yeah.
so.
I look.
It's hard to say.
Just bourbons, she said.
Yeah, they said just bourbons.
What do you think, Trenton? I don't know, because Trenton has stuff at his house too. So, I mean, there's
Yeah.
probably at least 100 Scotch bottles
Yeah.
alone. I'm assuming. What do you think, honey? That's that one and that one. There's some in the office too.
I think you'd be surprised how fast that adds up.
I would say there's more than 100.
Scotch bottles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
did you
easily.
wouldn't say?
Each shelf has more than 10, and there's 5 shelves per.
There's probably 150 Scotch bottles alone.
Easily.
Yeah, probably.
I don't even think we could put a number on that without actually
No.
trying.
He's
to
got to
count.
be 500-600
Yeah.
bottles.
Double.
Bottles of
that,
whiskey,
probably.
honey. Whiskey, I'm saying. Not
Bourbon only.
all of them.
Oh my God, we got cabinets, we've got closets.
But babe, we mix cocktails down here too. So I'm not counting tequilas and mixers and
Yeah, that would be
I'm just saying whiskey
very high number.
alone. That's
We-
what I'm saying.
We have $20 from A-Ray. No comment, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Mrs.
you
Old
very
Tractor
much.
Garage, $20. Officially on vacation for the next week.
Yeah,
Glad
I read
to be
that.
starting
yeah.
it with you guys.
I read that in
Hey,
the
gotta
comments,
love that.
Instagram, Facebook, one of those. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Good for you.
If I know you're on vacation, if you want to swing up by our area, I have a ton of English ivy I got to remove. I know you're really into gardening.
Yeah, we would love to have you up here and teach Trenton how to use that blowtorch he bought.
Oh, I was using it while you were gone.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't there to see it.
Me
I
too.
I
I'm glad
almost-
I don't know what he
Next
does
too.
during the day.
Well, that was my
I
two lowest.
set a pine
was,
tree
yeah.
on fire and a whole row of boxwoods on fire with the blowtorch. I was able to extinguish them quickly,
I'm glad.
but the crackling was very quick. and I realized after I was done blowtorching things that I was right by a natural gas line.
Dude, these are hard.
Oh, weird how I totally asked you to be sure of that before you start
Well,
setting things on fire.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
And then you were like, what could go
Let's not
wrong?
talk about
I'm
that.
in
Okay.
total agreement, 'cause that was
Okay.
my two biggest.
Was it?
That was
There you
the
go.
fourth which ones to do. So.
All right. Cool.
We have $20 from Adam Kaufman. Got the Warriors game on mute and SLB on blast. You guys rock.
Thanks,
Aw,
Adam.
thanks.
How are the Warriors doing?
Warriors were ahead
Are they
one
winning?
game. I mean, I love sports. I'm not a huge NBA fan, but I've been checking the playoffs. So
Okay.
I think the Warriors were ahead by, 3-2 in their
And-
series.
NBA, at least I got the right sport. In my head, I was like, Warriors, yeah. Okay.
Wow. Good job, Trent.
Thanks.
Baseball's my forever love, so that's the one I love the most.
Jay Farrell, $10. Cheers from Texas, guys. Y'all have one of the best bourbon channels on YouTube. Keep up the awesome work. Thanks,
Jay.
Jay.
Thank you very much.
We're happy
honestly.
you're here.
Yeah, very much.
Derek Hyde, $10. Great show, guys. I love the channel. When are you guys coming to Sagamore?
We were there, and we're coming back at some point because we love everything
What a
about
cool trip,
Sagamore.
man.
Yeah, that was neat.
What
Yeah,
a
and
cool
Trenton.
trip.
Next time we go, I want to stop at Old Line Spirits.
Okay.
They're also in Maryland. They primarily are single malts, but they have some rum and they have some other things as well. But
Cool.
I love their single malt.
I'm down.
Yeah, we were talking about doing a meetup there, and it just didn't work out. We've never done a meetup before, and I think it was limit like 75 people. And if people were bringing a spouse, that would have been nice, like a small kind of intimate setting. But we wanted to do something a little bit closer to home because it is our first one. So we're going to be looking into Journeyman in Three Oaks, Michigan for our first one. Probably when it gets a little bit warmer out, maybe June, July, August, something like that. And we'll see if we can do a pick there. And they
Great
have a-
venue for it.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
restaurant.
All
We're
kinds of
just going to
stuff,
see if
yeah.
we can rent the whole
Huge.
place out. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of number comes with that.
Yeah.
Comes with that event. But
Sure.
$20 from Matthew Fishman. Here's to a 2024 Frey Ranch pick. SLB,
Yeah, man.
SLB ride delivered today is fantastic. Agreed.
Excellent, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. Sorry, I've just got a couple more. $100 from Kevin Page.
Kevin,
Wow.
man. Thank you, buddy.
Another great show. Your barrel picks
Really
have been
appreciate
great.
it.
The Penelope Char 5 is outstanding.
See,
Man,
Char
Kevin
5.
is-
yeah.
wow.
That was my jam when we were there, man. I really liked it.
Hey, that was great.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Kevin.
you so
Kevin,
much.
Amazing.
We
Thank
need to
you,
get out
buddy.
to Connecticut. To
We
see
really
Kevin.
do.
That or Maine. He's got a place in Maine, I hear.
Oh, how
I
about
could
The,
go.
both?
the
Why
East
don't-
Coast is beautiful.
Yeah.
I could go for some really
Beautiful.
nice seafood.
Heck yeah.
Kidding me? Kevin, ask Kevin if he can hook me up with anything oysters.
Oh, yes.
I'm a big fan.
Me and Carrie spent 4 days in the Connecticut area.
It's beautiful
and man,
out there.
I'm surprised I didn't develop a shellfish allergy. I ate a bunch.
It's beautiful out there.
And then $5 from William B. Best show on YouTube. Cheers to the whole SLB family.
Thank you, William.
you,
buddy.
Appreciate it,
Thank
buddy.
you.
I think I'm caught up at least on donations. I have a ton of questions, but we'll let you guys get to it.
Awesome.
Well-
Well, we can actually be pretty quick on this part.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. Go ahead, Kent. Because him and I were talking a little bit. We're in agreement. So go ahead.
I was actually going back and forth between B and D, correct? And that,
Yep.
yeah, B and D on which one I was going to put out first, but then I glanced over, and he's putting out B first
I am.
and D second.
I did.
So I guess we could just kind of narrow it down to 3 and really talk about those.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because I wasn't even aware that he did that as well. So that was your choices as well then.
Yeah,
So,
I
honey-
did. I was trying to make up my mind on which one, but I guess it doesn't matter if that's 1 and 2 for both of us.
Yeah.
Kicking
Yeah.
out.
So, honey, for us, then I guess we're both in agreement that B is 5th, and then D would be 4th. Okay. So then we'll move on from there. Go ahead, Michelle. I'm gonna start over with what, A?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been to that one.
Well,
Oh, it
I do
smells
have
so
a
good
question
right
that
now.
I know
Just
I
put it
can
in the
answer.
glass.
Who's Kurt's MLB team?
Oh, it's got to be
Cubs.
the Cubs.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Cubs. And that's a story all in itself as well. But
Eileen Green wants to know who your favorite baseball player is. Kurt.
oh well,
Right.
of all
I
time.
got a guess.
I think so, yeah.
Go ahead.
Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah, I would say Ryan Sandberg. I would say so. I just, he was just awesome. Back in the day, I've been watching the Cubs since I was a kid. My dad really wasn't a baseball fan, Ken. As you know, my dad was big into boxing back in the day when boxing was a real big thing, and golf at that time.
Yeah.
Until the day he passed, if you ever went golfing with him, his putting stance was identical to Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, identical.
wow.
So my uncle is the one that took me to my first baseball game, bought my first glove, and he took me to the Cubs game. And at that game, I was young and I
I
watched.
didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Uncle Ed, I'm assuming.
well, Uncle Ed. Here's the deal. Uncle Ed gave me my first glove, and then Russell Redmond's dad, Joe, took so it would be Pat's, my dad's sister Pat's.
Yeah.
So you're following me there.
Yep.
Took myself, Russ, and Steve, our
No
cousins, to a Cubs game. That was the first game I ever went to.
Wow.
And I watched
I never knew
Dave.
this.
I watched Dave Kingman hit a home run, which was like a BB in the sky. And from that day forward, I was a Cubs fan. So
Wow.
if he would have took us to the White
Never
Sox
knew that.
game, or I'd have been a White Sox fan.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. But that day was that. And we played baseball all the time. That was before there was any
Wow.
games or anything else. We'd watch, and the Cubs always played at 1:00. So we'd go in and we'd watch like an inning or two, and that's about all we could. And then we'd run out and play baseball, and we'd say, I'm this guy, I'm that guy, and we'd play baseball the rest of the afternoon. So
Awesome.
I
we
never
did.
knew that. I knew you were always a baseball fan and a Cubs fan, but I didn't
Yeah.
know where it started.
Yep, that was where it started.
Because I'm a lot younger. I missed that.
You did. I don't even know if you were around at that time when I went to the Cubs game. To tell
I
you
have
the
to
truth.
chime in. Amy Owen says go Tigers, and I absolutely agree. From a Detroiter, sitting over here, wishing I could be watching the Tigers, but I'm not.
John Beardmore said a SLB meetup in the Wrigley bleachers.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh, that would be so much fun.
Here's what I'll say about that.
It's been pre-COVID, honey. You and I went to the last Cubs game. It was a couple years before COVID. I was going like every other year, and then we went pre-COVID a couple years, and then COVID went around. We just haven't been back yet.
I don't know. Have you ever sat in the bleachers?
I've never sat
It
in
is a-
bleachers.
Okay, so
Wild ride.
what I'm saying is, I'm not a baseball fan really, but I'll meet you in the bleachers. My brother would probably be like, "What in the world is
I
that?"
think you'd hate
I don't
it,
know
Kurt.
if you want to take Kent to a baseball game, to tell you the truth. I've done it before. not 100%
We'll
positive.
not go to that. We'll not go through that one.
If you want to
Wow.
go down that road.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
I'm a
I
lot
gotta
older
hear
and
this
wiser
story
now.
later off camera. I
I'm
think.
a lot older and wiser now, Kurt.
Oh God.
Yes, I will agree with that, Ken. I will agree with that.
A couple of comments. Jim Engel says this is from way back in the, sorry. I have an unopened bottle of 1934 White Horse Scotch I can send to you, Trenton.
Oh,
It would be very interesting to have a video on really old stuff. It's 8 years old. It was bottled in 1922.
holy!
That is
cow.
wild.
I love old stuff like that, and we've thought about doing a video like that.
Wow.
It's just tough because who's going to be able to get that? Who's going to be able to taste it? We like to do stuff that's more kind of relatable
Yeah.
for folks.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of cool to
Yeah.
come up with a video with a few of them or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
just for fun.
We had that series where we
Man.
get something like Old Granddad from now and then Old Granddad from the 80s.
Ooh, yeah.
But the Old Granddads are like $800 to $1,000.
Yeah.
People caught on to that being good.
Yeah, almost unattainable.
I know
Yeah.
when Trenton heard that, he was getting excited about the years and stuff, but Kurt was probably drooling because it's the Scotch.
Yeah.
I know. I heard her what she
I was
said.
going to say, would you
I
try
heard
it,
it.
Trenton?
The Scotch?
Yeah.
He would.
If it was that
yeah,
old.
you try
it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Brent DeBoer is asking Trenton, what are you sipping on in the background?
I did have this Old Elk Rum Rye finish. Thought it was pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Not our
not
pick,
Not
right?
as good as our pick, I'll say. I'm a little bit impartial, but I'm
Well-
going to ask you for that Char 5 Penelope here in a sec.
Well, those usual normal rum finishes are, to me, are all the same.
Yeah.
They seem to be
Kinda
all the
muted.
same. Yeah.
See, I kind of disagree a little bit because I think, at least the experiences I've had with rum finishes, it's either you're only tasting the rum, which ruins it for me.
Angel's Envy. The
yeah,
rye.
Yeah.
Very rum forward, but
which
still pretty
ruins it
good,
for
but very
me.
rum forward, though.
Or
for
it's
sure.
really good because it just gives it that little twinge of that brown sugary sweetness that a rum brings, but it's just a little bit. And I think it boils down to, at least what I think in most finishes, if it's over 6 months, typically it's too much for me, no matter what it is.
That's a good point. Yeah, look how long it's been in the rum barrel, because for me, Kent, I've been disappointed with too many of them here over the last couple of years or so that I've kind of quit buying them for now.
Yeah.
And maybe I should do like you do and look at the finish. You know, how long it's
That's
been
what I
in the barrel.
started doing.
That's
If
a
it's
good
over
idea.
6 months, I usually don't like it.
That's a great tip. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I don't know about you, Ken, but A is just absolutely lovely
You know,
this time around.
I still
Fruity,
have,
very fruity.
I still think it's hot on the nose. Obviously, a little less than our first time around because it's our second round, but it's still hot on the nose. But no, it's a great pour.
Yeah.
Flavors are there.
Really fruity, very sweet. A lot of sugary sweetness in there. Very fruit forward. Berries, typical Four Roses
I think,
stuff, but
well,
lovely.
we'll see when we go back through.
Well,
but
I'm
I
gonna
think
say-
that's the most.
Typical Four Roses, but who knows what Trent threw in here.
We have an answer from Lawnmower Detective. This came through a while back. We were asking about how he got his name. He's a police officer, or I'm sorry. It says, I'm a police detective and I have a lawnmower shop on the side.
There you go.
So,
figured it
Lawnmower
had to be- yeah,
Detective.
that's
That's
good.
Yeah, you always
awesome.
got to have that kind of stuff, right?
My oldest son is a
Awesome.
mechanic on right now. He's been a car mechanic for a long time, but he switched, and he is a mechanic on snow blowers, lawnmowers,
Small engine, huh?
small engines. Yeah, at a really great shop here.
He's very
in
sharp
Valpo.
at that. Yeah, really sharp.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Stuff I couldn't do.
Yeah.
People were asking what's my favorite bourbon. I like a good rye. I like any rye, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's one I could really.
For me, I don't know. Rye kind of ranks 3 or 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's the first thing that I fell in love with.
I like it.
It's up there. For
I like
me,
it.
too.
Yeah.
I like I've said a million times, when it comes to whiskey, I like them all. So,
Well, and I think
Yeah.
but
it's a tough question, and maybe I should put some thought into that sometime.
Yeah.
Down in the basement and really think about what would be my favorite. But I never think about it.
Me either. I
There's
just
so many
enjoy
good
it.
choices and so many differences in bottles that I don't ever think, wow, this is the one.
I think, yeah, I agree, and I think that's what I really like about bourbon is it all looks the same, but it
Yeah.
tastes
Sure.
so different,
Yeah,
and it's
it
such a
does.
different experience from bottle to bottle,
Yeah.
and I just love that.
Agreed.
So
DJ Scorza said, "Tell Kent I have an unopened Booker's from 1981ish.
Oh.
3.
Ah, that's awesome. I'll tell you, and I say this all the time, and I'm not going to say this on the camera because everybody will go empty the bottle. But there's a place in town, best pour in town, has a 2014 bottle that I'm telling you is one of the best pours I've ever had.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
If you have a couple minutes after and want to come to my house, I have a bottle from 2002 that we
Really?
opened.
Wow.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to think in my head. When did I have our last old
Yeah.
Bookers? So it was yours, the one you had.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wow,
Cork
that's cool.
broke off in it, and we had to filter out the cork, and it was bad.
That's what it
Same
was.
thing with that Wild Turkey 83.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in where they're at right now. There's a couple of them that were good. Well, in the Bourbon tournament, March Madness Bourbon tournament. Shoot, what's that bottle called?
I'm sorry, I was just so much into
Bookers.
that. Bourbon Madness tournament. Oh, the Donahoe's batch.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
bottle. But their prices almost doubled from when I started buying it. And I think now it's a flip of a coin whether it's going to be a good one or not. And that's unfortunate because it was, like I said, every batch was so solid back when I first started. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Trenton C is really good, dude. It really is. I think what you need to do, honestly, is take one of these Four Roses limited editions and spend some time with it.
What do you mean spend some time with
Because
it?
you can't, even the second time through, it just opens up and it just develops in the glass. And
Yeah, this second
you know
time.
what I'm saying, Trent?
No.
I just think you sip it too fast. You're like, yeah, that's not my thing. Take some time with it.
Okay.
Matthew Fishman has a question for you, Kurt. He says, Kurt, I'm going to be in Phoenix next week. Any good bars you enjoy visiting?
You know what? I don't know. I've got a few. I just hooked up to an Instagram. What do you call that? Page? I'm old, so forgive me.
I think.
that focuses on entertainment in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. So there's a couple I want to try, but we are also going to be in Arizona next week as well, Matt. So get with Trenton because we have a wedding to attend. So we have a couple. We're only going to be there I think 4 days. So we have a wedding to attend there, and there's a couple days there we have to do what we got to do. But I don't. The only one that I know of that had an amazing old fashioned was the White Rabbit in Gilbert, Arizona.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, that's. Luckily, the lady that was bartending gave me the recipe for that. It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
It was all numbers. What was it, 18 something
Yeah.
or 1820? They called it. It was just it was like a series of 4 numbers, and that was the name of the cocktail.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I do want to try one. We're not there that long this time around, but I do want to try one. We've been to a few that's been not so good though too, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, we've been to a few that's.
It's always me and Carrie always like to search out something that looks cool and go to it when we're in places, and sometimes they're fantastic, and sometimes like really.
I mean, obviously I don't do the bourbon and whiskey, but the cocktail, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was really pretty.
Yeah.
Color, it had a little flower on top,
Yeah.
and I took a drink. It gave me goosebumps. It was that bad.
It was horrible. It was
And
horrible.
He even took a sip. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's
horrible.
bad."
It
And
was
I kept tasting it, thinking it's got to get better, and it got worse.
And we went there because it was an actual bourbon type bar.
It was,
And I don't remember the name of it, nor would I even say it, but it was bad. It just wasn't good, and it was disappointing. They're still there though, babe. Remember last time we went? They're still there, so they're still operating. I don't know how, but they are.
James Sowards wants to know, Kurt and Kent, what are your preferred proof ranges? Do you guys have like a proof that you hang
Well,
out
you
at?
talked about it a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, with Scotch, it's 92 proof. With bourbon, it's between 100 and 110. Somewhere in there is what I really, really like the most.
With me, and this also depends on the bottle. I mean, some 125 proofs drink really easy, and some of them drink very harsh and hot.
Sure.
But I would say probably 115, give or take, is
Really?
kind of really
Okay.
where my wheelhouse is.
All right. Trenton's a high proof guy.
But again, there's 125, 128 proofs that I've got no thoughts of putting a drop of water in or an ice cube. They drink just fine.
Sure.
And there's some of them that will blow you up because
Right.
they just seem so hot.
They're hot.
Maybe even lower proof, but they drink that hot.
I agree.
It depends on the bottle. I would guess 115, 117 probably.
Okay. Fair enough.
David Brown wants to know how old you guys are.
Oh, you mean?
Coming out with a heavy hitter question.
Right?
That's all right. I don't care. Why would I don't care. I'm 59, knocking on that 60 door, and Kent's 57, 56. I think.
Come on now.
Something like that. I can't remember.
I am 51. 51. I did crest the half century, so over the hill.
Yes, he is.
John F. Kennedy
Yes.
asking another hard hitter. Are you guys Bears fans or Lions fans? I
Well-
had to ask that one because
Yeah.
For
I'm
me,
a Lions
I'll just get myself out of it right away. I would say if I had to say Bears fan, but
you're killing me.
I'm not a guy. I played football. I never really played baseball, but I played softball for 20 years. Played basketball, and I never watched them. I just have never been one to watch it. I mean,
fair.
it's just not my.
Yeah.
I can't get myself to sit there for a couple hours and
Well-
watch it. So I can't say that I'm really a fan of anybody. Really, I'm just not.
Yeah. I'd be a Bears fan, but I'm not an over the top fan. Football doesn't rank number 1 for me. Although I know the second round of the drafts tonight, I will check in and see what the Bears choose. Check around. I'm a sports fan in general, so I have a little bit of knowledge of everything, but baseball's my thing. That's my numero.
I like to play.
That's my
them all.
numero.
I just
Yeah.
don't really get into watching any of them.
Yeah, usually here in Indiana, it's like Colts or Bears. 'Cause-
Typically,
Yeah,
typically.
But
I
you know what,
obviously-
Michelle? I will tell you this. I know you're from Detroit, and you got all those. Your dad was a huge Detroit fan.
we had season tickets.
the
yeah, when I was
Lions are
little.
looking pretty good. They've got some stuff going on there.
I'm pretty stoked. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to give them credit. They did go 0-16. That's a pretty cool record, right? Like, let me tell you, we were pretty devastated that year.
I haven't got down here yet.
Lots
These
of people
three are
asking
gonna
what
be so
SLB stands for. Strong like bull. That's
All right. Well, I get that question all the time,
Yeah.
so I'll take just a minute. SLB is actually an ode to my mother, and it stands for Strong Like Bull. And it came from when my wife and I first built this house. We didn't have the money to finish out the bar down in the basement because we had too many kids living at home. We still had 4 out of 5.
You're welcome.
And thanks, Trenton. Thanks, Trenton. But we did all the necessary. We had all the electrical and the plumbing ran back here for the bar. But this was basically all the grandkids' toys back here when we first moved in. So my dad passed unfortunately way too young in 1995, right, Kent?
97.
I get that wrong.
97.
My apologies. My sister passed in 95, unfortunately, at a very young age, and due to cancer, unfortunately, when she was 31. But my dad passed 2 years later in 1997. So my mom has been single ever since. And she's just a horse. I mean, she's just this. She's this high.
I picked her up for a doctor's appointment today. She's almost 84 next month.
Yep.
And her yard is meticulous.
Yep.
Bushes are trimmed.
Yep.
Flowers are planted.
Yep.
It's crazy.
She worked 2
By
full-time
herself.
jobs when Dad was going through all of his problems. She would go to work at her. She worked at Image Max, where she would pull. They microfilmed doctors' records, and she was in the prep area. And she would pull staples, tape, whatever, and get the paperwork ready to microfilm. That was her job. She asked her boss if she could come in early because she needed to make more money. And he, knowing my mom, there was no worries about whether she's going to work or not. That's for sure.
No.
So they allowed her to come in, was it 3 or 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
It was something like that.
3:30 or something.
And she'd work till 11 or 12. She'd go home for an hour or two, and then she'd go work at Walmart till about 9 p.m. And that was
Long time.
That was her daily schedule for many, many years. And so she had that moniker, Strong Like Bull, for a long time. And Kent and I, to go after what he was just saying there, after Dad passed, Kent and I mowed the lawn once or twice. And it didn't take long. It was just a few weeks, and she fired us both. She just said, "Get out. You're not doing a good enough job. Get out. You're not doing it." So we tried. That's all we can say. But she's very independent, very strong-willed. She's ornery. That's the best I can tell you. So I went through a time of that myself. We had a big construction crisis in 2008 and 9. So we went from, I'm a drywall contractor. We went from drywalling maybe 3 to 5 homes a week. We went down to 1 or 2 a month, if that, during that time frame. So Kent knew I was struggling. He's worked at the mill now
16 years now.
16 years now. He's a manager out there and does a fantastic job. He's really good at his job. He knew I was struggling there for a while, just trying to figure everything out. He called and said, "Hey, somebody got fired over here on this end of the mill. I don't know if that's anything you want to do, but there is a job available if you want me to put the paperwork in the right hands." And at that point, I said, "I will do anything." So Kent helped me out, and I was a shift supervisor at the steel mill for 10 and a half years, from about 2010 to 2021, and then also the drywall contractor. So I also worked 2 jobs for 10 and a half years. So the moniker of Strong Like Bull came down to me, not for arm presence or body stature, but just from working. So when we built the bar, long story short, the kids is who named the bar, and they're the ones that came up with SLB Basement Bourbon Bar, SLB Strong Like Bull. So the kids are the ones that named the bar here. So that's how that went.
Kids named mine too.
Yeah.
Without knowing. But they did.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have another? Do we have
You know what,
place
babe?
yet?
This is going to be extremely difficult. All 3 of these
This is going to be rough.
that are left are absolutely fantastic.
I'm going to refill my water because I want to go through
Yeah,
it again.
I did a lot of talking, babe, and let me do it real quick.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna whip through some of these. Tom W, $5. Thank you, Tom. He didn't have a comment, but thank you. Brandon F, $50. Keep up the good work. Great family and enjoy the community you all have created. Aw, thanks, Brandon. Jim West, $20. Love the work you guys do. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
B Mick, $5. No comment, but thank you.
Thanks, B-Mick.
Another one from Brandon F. Sorry, I missed this one too. $50. That story is amazing. Your family is old school America, and I'm proud to be privy to it. Nothing beats hard work. Cheers, gents.
Thanks, Brandon.
Aw, thanks.
Brandon, I think that's Brandon F. That's in Austin
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
or in Texas. He gave me like a list of restaurants. He said some of the breakfast places are booked like 4 to 6 weeks
I
out.
actually-
Get out of
What?
here! Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, if you're going, you need to like make
Carrie and
reservations
I-
now.
On our list of places we've always wanted to go, we've got this little list of we'll do 4 days here and then pick this one off and then go 4 days here. And Austin has been one that we wanted to do for a long time because I've always heard the food and the music scene is top notch there.
Yeah.
It's on our list for sure.
I have to call out this comment for 2 reasons. One, this person's name is Petrucci fan, which I'm assuming he means John Petrucci of Dream Theater, one of my favorite bands. So rock on, love that. But he says, "Do you guys ever worry about liver damage from too much drinking?" I think we should address that.
Yeah, we do need
I
to
think it's
address
a good
that
one.
because I honestly, there's a lot of, some to our fault, to my fault. I'm not going to say Trenton because, I'm the one that really kind of, that brings up the content. Trenton deals with a lot of the business end. And we talk about daily drinkers, daily sippers. And in my opinion, nobody should have alcohol every single day of the week. Just shouldn't happen. So I'm really trying, I talked to Rebecca just not that long ago. I'm really trying to schedule myself when I know I don't have to prep for a show to miss a day. So right now I'm really trying to get at least 3 days with 0. Now, I will tell you this too. Kent knows this to be facts. For me, when I'm even prepping for a show, something like that, it's 2 to 4 ounces. That's it. I'm done.
Well, I was going to throw that in because in the context of the show, at least, obviously a bourbon show,
Right.
people probably assume
Right.
you're tasting everything, doing everything,
Right.
constant.
Right.
But I will 100% tell you, and I have slowed way down from what I used to. I used to love to party pretty good, but older, wiser.
Sure.
But my brother has never been that way, and if he has 3 solid drinks, he's like, oh, I'm starting to feel it. I don't want it. That's not his bag. That's not his bag.
No, I don't think I had one sip of alcohol until I was in late 30s, 40.
Right when you met me.
But no, he is not a heavy drinker in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. I've always told people, because I always say we're total opposites in a lot of ways. Very similar in a lot of ways, but total
Sure.
opposites in some.
Sure.
And he's always been a good cook, fantastic cook. And well, maybe not always, but
Except when he puts
in
beans
later
and stuff.
years, he's been really good. And
He's a great cook.
Yeah.
from his talent that he found there, it's kind of the same thing here, and that's where it all started with the cocktails. He knows what flavor complements what, and he's very good at it. But he did it more out of enjoyment of that
Yeah.
than coming down here and getting a buzz. That's
No.
never been your thing.
No, I've been drunk once in my lifetime, and we don't have enough time in this show. Maybe next show. And
think people would love that.
I will never repeat that again. That's just not going to
I
happen.
remember him talking to me afterwards, and he
I
said,
called
that
Kent
drunk
for-
thing, you could have it.
Yeah, I called Kent for tips the next day to figure out what I need to do because it was horrible, and nor do I want it. So, anyways,
Yeah.
to end that conversation, please. We always say at the end of our videos to drink responsibly, and we probably should focus more on that. We don't believe in drinking every single day. You shouldn't do that. You got to give your body a rest. You got to take care of yourself. You got to be physically. You can't. Your family is most important, right? Let's face it. Your family is most important, and so just to pound down bourbon every night, and destroy yourself, would be just inexcusable. So take care of yourself. Don't drink every day. And when you do drink, just have a few ounces here and there. Enjoy it for what it is with your friends and family and everything else, and then leave it alone.
Yeah.
I personally only drink on days that we film
Yeah.
because it's like every other day, and then I usually take the weekend off unless it's like a party or something we're going to.
Yeah.
Sure.
The other thing too is like the only time your viewers ever see you guys is when you're standing at the bar with drinks, right? So
Right.
it gives this perception that that's like
And I
all
get
we
that.
do.
And
So
I
I think
understand.
that's important for people to remember too. Is like
Let me just say one more thing if I
yeah.
can. Stuff and Whiskey, they're great people. Josh and Aaron, they have their own channel, Stuff and Whiskey. They put out a video, not this week, but last week, concerning the same topic of conversation we're having. If you have a chance, I posted it actually. What is that called, Trent? When I can't even believe I did it without asking.
I was
how
surprised.
to.
I don't even know how you did it.
You
I
did it?
don't either, but I
You
did
did
it.
it?
I did. I
Holy
figured it
cow.
out because I thought it was really important. They did a fantastic job speaking of this particular topic. If you have a chance, watch that video as well. It's very, very good. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Have you guys eliminated another one?
I guess I'm
Yeah.
going to. Go ahead, Kenny. I'll let you go
we're-
first. This is
Oh,
so
we're
difficult
struggling.
because the three left here are just absolutely fabulous.
I'm gonna taste these two again, and then I'll let you know.
Well, honey, for me, I'm going to do A. A is coming out next for me, and the only reason I'm really splitting hairs on these last three. I think these last two have a little bit more depth of flavor that speaks to me personally. This one's very fruity and sweet. It's very good. A is. It's so good.
It,
I don't know. You know what? I don't know why
I'm going opposite.
yeah, that's fine. And I can
I'm going on
understand
the
it.
total other end, and I'll tell you why. They're both really good.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. E doesn't have the bite that A does, and it's a good bite. It's not a harsh bite. It's not. This is extremely smooth, extremely easy, great flavor. But I like the little bit of a bite, probably coming from a rye guy. I like that little bite.
Yeah. I can't argue with that. We're going to just have to pick what we pick here because these last three are just, to me, they're excellent. So we'll give you 2
think-
seconds here, honey. We'll get a winner for you.
I think these two will be easy.
We have a $20 donation from Jason. He says, great episode. Should do a live show with patrons sending in cheaper no-name bourbons they find, and you blind them.
Heck yeah.
Would be great laughs
That
again.
sounds fun.
Great show as always.
That is such a good idea.
That sounds great fun.
I agree.
That is cool. We're actually doing something not really similar. What we're doing we did this last year with patrons, where we pick out 4 different bourbons, we buy a ton of them, and then we send out like sample boxes to everybody. Everybody that receives one can jump on a live stream with us, and then we kind of just blind as a group of people, and people
Me
guess
too.
which one they think, and we do like a big ranking situation. It's a lot of fun. We have. Oh, what is it? I think like 675 orders for those for patrons. And that's happening at the end of May. So if that's something that is interesting to you or you want to get involved, that is also on our Patreon. The sign up for that ends in about a week because we have to buy all the bottles and everything. But yeah, thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, honey. We gotta move on.
I
We
can,
got things to do.
Sorry, real quick.
Yep.
Shout out to Barb, DJ
Oh, I was gonna read
Scorza.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
No, you're good. I was waiting for a longer period of time so we could really do it some justice. DJ Scorza 250, can you do a shout out to my wife Barb? She's a true whiskey wife and is enjoying a sip out of our SLB Glencairns.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Those will be back in stock soon, I promise.
Yeah, Trenton's always trying to get those in stock, and I get probably 3 or 4 or 5 questions a week about Glencairns, and he's always working. It just takes a while to get them. It's just crazy anymore. How the world is and what it takes to get those things at the
Glassware in
merch
a
store.
hole. Just glassware in a hole is
Yeah.
rough right now.
So awesome. It was Barb, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Cheers to you, Barb. All right. For me, Kent, and I know you are the same as me. I love D. It's sweet. It's got some
Yeah.
caramely notes. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. But for me, honey, E is going to be in second place. And then that leaves C in first place for me.
And I'm there.
C is just marvelous.
A is my second, but
Oh, you pick. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
I thought yeah.
C
Okay.
is
Yeah.
and I'll
Yeah.
tell you why.
So
It's
C
got
is your first as well?
yes, and it hits all the notes.
It does.
Uh,
He's right.
The nose is fantastic.
Wonderful.
The mouthfeel, the viscosity, all that stuff. I mean, it's creamy and nice, and just sits there. And the flavors are fantastic. The finish lasts a while. You keep tasting it after you have everything. All the boxes is checked on that one. That's
And to
a
me
good
it
one.
had-
And And I hope, I see a smile back there. I hope it's not the one he picked.
To me, it had a great depth of flavor to it too. So,
Yeah, it's all the things you want.
yep, I agree. All right, honey, you guys got anything?
Yes.
Let's move these back.
Barter Horde says still waiting
Oh,
for the
yeah.
SLB adoption papers to come through.
Okay, wait. Ask Mr. Hordes if he's still planning on traveling through this way because I
Okay.
want to do a show. He has his own YouTube channel as well. You can find him at Barter Hordes. And it makes me nervous to do a show with him because he is very articulate and he's a reader and he used to be a teacher. And I have to make sure my grammar and everything is correct.
Flashback to grandma.
Yeah, exactly. My Meemaw used to be a teacher too, so exactly. But I have a special bottle waiting. So if you are.
I will look for his comment back.
All right.
Justin Penn says, well, I'm actually going to save this one because I
Okay.
think it's a good one. Matthew Kubak says, question for Trenton, greatest Call of Duty of all time?
Modern Warfare 2 from 2009.
All right.
I was going to say that too, actually.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
That's a good
for
one.
sure. Yeah.
Call of Duty 4 is a close second.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
My third would probably be Black Ops 2, but
Ooh,
no
really good one.
Call of Duties that are coming out now are even remotely as good.
Two more.
Hot take.
$20 for Mrs. Old Tractor Garage. Oh, hey, girl. Mr. Old Tractor Garage wishes he could be here, but he's in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, without service. Oh,
I
that
know,
stinks.
That
I
sounds
know.
horrible.
She told me that in the comment too. That's,
Yeah.
I'll
She
tell you
also
what,
sa-
if he's doing something cool in middle of nowhere in Minnesota, I'd rather be with him.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be.
He's fishing out there somewhere.
Right.
Count us in.
She said he did get our Bourbon Outfitters SLB picks from our mule, though, so that's good.
Cool.
And then Gunner's dad, $5. Thanks to my wife Amy for encouraging me to sign up for your Patreon. Money well spent. Aw,
Thank you.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm glad you find value in it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, we love
We
to
put a
have
lot
you.
of work into it, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We definitely do. All
we
right.
have the,
Okay.
we have the,
Yeah,
the
babe.
rankings.
Yep. What's in last place? So according to my list, honey, I had B for Kent and I both in last place. Is
Well,
that right to you?
4.
All right.
Yes. What do you think was the one I picked?
Oh, Trent, I'm not going there. Dude. I'd have to go back.
Kent
and
will. I know
taste
Kent
it.
will.
I will.
I'm not. I don't know.
I gotta get my glasses and look at my notes because I did write a couple.
I'm gonna say. Well, I guess I did. I'm gonna say E.
Yeah, E.
E.
I was gonna say E as well.
Okay. So fifth place for you both was letter B,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the 2022.
Okay.
Oh, Harry, shame. Harry hooked me up with the last place finisher. Harry.
We love you, Harry.
Fourth place for you both was letter D,
Okay.
and that would be Trenton's pick.
Oh, so I missed it. It wasn't.
Oh, no.
Would you
Trenton,
like to tell them
shame.
what
Hey,
it
look.
is?
What is
You know
it,
what's
buddy?
funny?
What-
I have. Look at that. I had written next to it T's pick,
You did right
and
here.
I crossed it out when I got to the last one because
Huh.
it seemed like such a lower proof.
Yeah.
What?
Good.
Do you have any guesses on what that is? What proof it might be? Anything like that?
Yours?
Well, whatever it
Yeah.
was, Trent, you did a horrible job picking it because it wasn't that good.
You're gonna think twice about that one.
Oh, no.
Kidding. This is the one. Did I tell you? Okay, now wait a minute. Too many things have happened tonight, so I'd be dishonest if I said I remember exactly. But one of them I said, I whispered to
You did.
it's like wild turkey. There was sweet and sour. Wild turkey is sweet and sour.
I'm surprised you put it as your fourth, if you thought that.
That's it. That's wild turkey right there, right? That's sweet and sour, so that's wild turkey. You
It's
probably
not.
picked no.
It's not.
Oh, shame. I'll just quit talking then.
It is the 30th anniversary Bookers.
Oh wow!
Oh,
I'm
my
surprised.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised. That
You
doesn't.
threw in a
I,
real trick
yeah,
bag
yeah.
there.
That's I'm surprised on that one.
Because when I taste the Four Roses limited editions, I get kind of like a spiciness that I usually get on some Bookers, and
Okay.
it being 125 proof, I thought that it might have drank a little bit spicy.
Well,
So
Interesting.
that's the one that I said had the longest finish, which
Uh-huh.
was probably that
yeah,
little bit of kick from
that
the
oiliness
125
from the
holding
fruit,
on.
Yes, honey. I see that. Yeah.
This is funny. Steve R says, "Why are all Kent's glasses damn near empty?"
Because he can handle it and I can't. That's why. That's why, Steve. I pace myself because I know if I finished every one of these, Kent would have to finish the show by himself. I couldn't do it.
All right, third place. You guys were split.
Yeah.
Kurt's third was A. Kent's third was
Yep.
E.
Okay, you're right. I don't know him, but I know mine was A.
So we'll go with A,
Okay.
and that was 2015. So that was your second. That
Okay.
was your third.
One moment, honey. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yep. Okay.
And then second place, Kurt was E,
Mm-hmm.
and Kent was A.
Okay.
So the second place for you, Kurt,
Mm-hmm.
letter E, was 2017.
Oh wow. Okay.
What's the proof on that? Is it the same as the rest?
It's all the same, Kent. They're all about.
I'm telling you, that seems so low proof compared
Yeah.
to the rest of them.
They're all about. They're all about 108.
I would have guessed
proof.
that 10 to 15 lower.
They're all about 108 proof.
Huh.
So
Wow.
then obviously the last one left is letter C.
Which both Kent and I agreed
Both of
was
you
first
agreed
place.
Was first place, and
Yeah.
that's 2018.
Believe it or not, Ken, I would have never believed this.
Can you pull the bottles out and put them up there? People are asking to
Yeah,
see
I
them.
will. I will.
Okay.
It's hard
Yeah.
because they all look the same.
Believe it or not, our first
Yeah.
place was the 130th. So our first place was the 130th
anniversary.
anniversary.
Just go
bottle,
with Kurt's
2018.
Rebecca and list off first to last. And we'll put them up there.
All right.
So second place for me then, babe, was I gotta hear it. Well, yeah.
Second place was 2017.
Okay, that's right here,
Where's that
2017.
bottle at, Trenton?
Third place,
Yep.
2015.
Middle shelf, fourth from the left in the back.
15. Okay.
Fourth
Top
place.
top shelf
Fourth place was Booker's.
in the back row.
Got you. Hold on. Here you go, Kurt.
That's crazy.
That
I
is
can't believe
crazy.
you put Booker's in there, dude. Honestly.
Wow.
So 2022.
Fifth place. And that's yours.
You know, I always think,
Wow.
though, that that's somewhat unfair for that bottle
Mm-hmm.
because you're tasting kind of the same wheelhouse
I get it.
on all the rest of them, and this one's going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Right.
So I kind of think that's a little unfair just
Yep.
by your palette of what you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, Trent.
Yeah, I told
Little
Kemp before we
unfair.
started the show, I find it a little bit difficult to be blind tasting all of one thing because you're right,
Yeah.
your palate's geared to what's here. To throw in something different,
Yeah.
it's different. It's just so it doesn't
But-
it doesn't throw off that it's bad. It just gives you something like it's just not.
And obviously
Same.
which is why I love doing the shows with them, other than I just enjoy doing it. It's cool to do with them. But typically, live shows, we've got a heck of a lineup up there of great
Yeah.
bottles.
These are all great.
And not too many pours I have on a live show is a bad pour.
No, no, not at all, not at all. Well, there you have it.
That's
our
pretty cool
list.
that was top, though.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, no doubt.
Just in case anyone's wanting to know, Mr. Old Tractor Garage is at a swap meet, which sounds really fun. I would love to
Wow,
be there.
that does.
That does sound fun.
That sounds
And then
cool.
we have a
Oh
question.
my gosh.
What?
Just so you know, Trenton just mouthed the words, "What is that?" to me.
What is a swap meet?
Yeah. What are we swapping? Like bottles? What's being swapped?
Here's something you can answer. David Stye says, "Are the live streams available for replay? I'd like to recommend this episode to others. The personal stories were very interesting."
Yes, you
They are.
can. They are available for preview. If you go to the channel after the live show is done, there is a section or a tab called Live, and any live stream we ever do will be available for playback if you want to go back and check it out again.
I'm sorry, Tony Beckman just asked, "Can I put the rankings on the screen?" I am so sorry. They're all gone, and I can't. I don't know what they were. So
What you need?
no, it's okay. I think it's just gonna be something. Maybe this person will have to go back and rewatch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I missed it. It's all good. My bad.
If you want to bring out, somebody sent us a bottle of that Still Austin Oated.
Oh, yeah, oated, oated,
Ben,
oat.
I don't think
Whiskey.
I've ever even heard of it.
it's a
whiskey.
distillery only release from Still Austin,
Okay.
and one of the guys I work with, Ben.
I don't know
Martin,
where's that.
Wow.
I put it over there the other day.
Up here?
No, it was on the end of the bar top over there. You must have moved it.
That's shocking, isn't
Oh
it?
my.
No, it is not. In the meantime,
It's probably in the office on the floor.
in the
By one of
meantime,
the chairs.
get all your comments, questions, concerns out. The chat is going to be absolutely wrecked
Yeah.
from the giveaway that's about to happen. So, for this giveaway, we're going to be giving away a Penelope Toasted, Char 5 and Char
put it
3,
out there?
if you want to bring it out. We are giving away the Penelope Architect. These are all picks that we've done. And then the Char 3 is back there also. Karen, if you want to grab that one too. It looks the
It's in
exact
that
same.
mix right there, Kent. So
What is it?
The
it's
Char
just a
3
Penelope,
Penelope.
toasted.
It's next to that Found North bottle right there.
Did you start it again?
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
oh, yes, I did.
You did
So,
start it.
and then we're giving away the two the SLB Bull pourers that are on the Penelope bottles. The person who wins those will get both of them,
But they'll be new and clean.
but they will be new. Yeah, they're not going to be. There's not going to be that we
Don't
bottle
worry.
chugged from those two, so they
I
got
need
mouse spit
to.
on.
I'll have to purchase a couple of those too because I have my old elk ones in
Yeah.
some bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Got to throw those in there too.
And then we have the bar mat that actually just arrived yesterday.
And today.
And
had to come in
today,
2
yeah,
loads.
it had
Which
to
I
come
am
in 2
thoroughly
loads.
impressed with, man. You guys did a great job coming up with that.
Thank
It's
you,
so
thank you.
cool.
It came in 12 different boxes.
I
They're
worked hard
so
on that.
heavy too.
Yeah, they're really nice quality. I'm glad that
Yeah.
they turned out the way that they did. Enter in exclamation point raffle in the chat for a ticket. Only enter it in once, please.
Yeah,
for
it
the love
only
of God.
gives you it only gives you one entry no matter what.
Yeah, so you could spam it, but please don't.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then we will pick the winners here in I don't know 5-10 minutes, something like that.
So before the chat went absolutely nutty, I managed to stop it on a good comment. Louise asks, how often are these live streams? So do you want to kind of explain the fact that we have 2? And
So
why?
we do 2 live streams a month. One is at the end of the month, which is this one. It is the we usually do a blind, something like this, 4 Roses. We like to switch up distilleries and things like that. It's usually Kent and Kurt. When Kent can't make it, I pop up there every now and then. And that is on the last Friday of the month. Then we do another live stream for patrons only. And this is at any point during the month, usually on a Wednesday or a Friday afternoon. And that's a much more intimate setting. We usually have 200 to 300 patrons on the live streams at any given time. And then some months we'll do some different like community building activities. We have the patron blind, which if you didn't kind of hear earlier, Kurt and I picked out 4 different bottles, and we're each sending out 1 ounce sample bottles to each person that ordered one through our Patreon. So that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so one a month for general YouTube, once for Patreon. So we do 2 a month.
Yeah.
Where is that Oded bottle?
It's going to be in my office, Trenton. It's going to be on the floor, probably around the chair area where the blue chair is. I'm sorry. You're gonna, I know you have to
You're gonna
jump
have to
through.
pop
You're
your
gonna have to
head
run
on the screen.
around.
I can tell you this.
In the meantime,
Trenton's the only one that's going to pull off getting through everything. Because me and Kurt couldn't do it.
no. In the meantime, our friend Paul gave us this bottle kit. Paul Dorsey. This is an American single malt rye. Okay, Resurgence from ASW. Double copper pot stilled.
Say that 5 times fast.
I'm telling you, I had to say it slow. Rye malt whiskey.
I'm pretty excited. I mean,
You know,
ASW,
And
the stuff I've had has been fantastic.
Trenton, if I remember,
My goodness.
if I remember what he said, this wasn't a very expensive bottle either, right, Trenton? I didn't think it was very expensive either.
$40, I think.
Yeah, so that's what I just told Kent, $30-$40.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to try that.
Wow, these haven't even been opened yet.
While we have still Austin up here, there's the Ryan. We have this Makers.
I managed to stop it on another comment because I saw the word Petrucci again. Doug of the North says, y'all need the John Petrucci Iron Smoke Whiskey from New York. I didn't know that he had a whiskey, so now
Yeah,
I will be finding that.
Yeah. Sure.
Little bottle opening ASMR action.
yeah.
I was just thinking of the headphone people right there
I'm sorry about
listening to
that.
that.
Sorry about that.
The other thing is, a lot of people were saying stuff about getting ads.
Love that.
I think that's been happening this whole time, but a lot of people were complaining about it today, so I'm sorry. I think you can just install an ad blocker if you don't like it.
Yeah, install an ad blocker. I don't remember.
I don't.
I don't mess with the live stream settings, so unless it's something YouTube added.
Yeah, we didn't
it's-
change anything.
Yeah,
so.
I don't remember ever any ads. There's
No, I don't
ads in the
either.
live stream?
I don't remember that ever
Yeah,
happening.
and that's never happened. So, and
No.
we did the live stream the same way we always do. So I'm not sure why that's happening.
Sorry,
And it's fun. Like, can you see all these dips on the screen? That's when people were
Did you taste it?
complaining about the ads. Isn't that weird?
Interesting.
So we could see
checked
like
the
when it was
pictures and
happening. It was
it
like
was low.
contractions
It's only
or
like
something.
100 people though.
Oh no.
That's weird.
That is unique.
So sorry about
It
that.
is malty.
Yeah, some people said
Yeah,
though that they
orangey,
didn't get
rye.
any.
Well,
ads.
because they
Typical
probably have
rye
ad
stuff you
blockers.
like.
I love that bottle.
I never get ads.
I'd be
I always
shocked
have
if
them.
I'd be shocked if that many people had ad blockers.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just random.
It might be. You guys can like taste and stuff. We're just waiting for the raffles. and
Paul?
Yeah.
That's who. sent
Paul's
it,
watching
Yeah,
still.
Paul
yeah,
Dorsey.
I believe.
I'm gonna say thank you for sending that to him.
I knew you'd
because
enjoy that. That's why I brought it out
That's
for
a
you.
really, really good pour.
Yeah, it's got a real light malty note to it,
It is
but
extremely
yet,
unique.
but very rye for light orangey type.
Yeah,
It's really, really a neat sipping experience.
And I, in no way knocking it. I'm excited to be trying it. That's a great pour. But I was just whispered to Kurt, can you imagine that at 110, 115?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be pretty phenomenal.
Oh, man.
It's really, really good. It was extremely. I knew you would like it. That's why I brought it up here while Trent was getting
Yeah,
his other
that's-
bottles because
That is extremely unique, unlike something I've tasted, and extremely good. I would love to have a bottle of that.
no doubt. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
550 entries. I will give it until 9:40, and we'll start pulling names.
That's 4 minutes from now.
4
yeah,
minutes from
I
now,
guess
yep.
this
All
ad
right.
thing has been happening recently on live stream, so it just must be a YouTube thing. Sorry, y'all. But anyway.
So I want to try that Odin you were talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben, for the Oded. If you're watching, buddy, we really appreciate it. This was a distillery only release, just like the cognac
Alright.
one that they did.
Very cool.
Well, Trent, on this one, I'm reading in the back. It's 58% white corn,
Oh.
35% naked oats,
Scandalous.
7% wildfire malted barley. Babe, I can hardly read that with my glasses on. Even
Wildfire
This is-
malted.
I'm looking
Not
at it.
good.
It's
That
really
sounds
small.
Fancy.
it's really small, but I'm trying.
It's either fancy or like oats that or barley that survived a wildfire,
Yeah,
which is
check it out.
unfortunate.
Oh,
I can't wait to check this out.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Somebody said you could do damage at the at Wrigley Field with the ivy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your blowtorch.
Trent, don't you touch my ivy, brother. Don't do it.
Oh,
Have
You'd be out of the
been
will
to
for
Wrigley
sure.
Field? Do you know about? Yeah. Oh, okay.
I want to know who won the game tonight. It was tied 2-2 going in the 8th inning before we had to shut it off to do the show. So if anybody knows,
do you want to know?
I do.
There's a Cubs fan for you.
They were playing the Marlins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost
Oh,
2-3.
David Ross left in Stroman too long.
Come on, David.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
Coach.
You got to throw a pitch hitter to
Come
get that
on.
balk in
Check
the
that
blue.
nose out.
Yeah.
right?
Those words.
I'm
Is
disappointed.
that?
As
I don't
long
even wanna
as
do
you
the
didn't
show
say,
anymore.
like, touchdown.
You just opened that, right?
That's
I
not
just
how.
did, yeah.
That's not how baseball works.
Trenton,
What's that, buddy?
wait till you smell his nose.
This is a fresh crack, so this is the neck pour,
Holy cow.
and it's really smelling
Hold
that
on.
good right out of the bottle.
Hold on.
Seriously?
Is that
Sorry.
the one I got?
We
That
had,
smells fantastic.
we had a person earlier saying that they were gladly skipping Matt Madness to watch us.
Aw.
Thank you for that comment.
Yeah,
That's so
I'm
sweet.
sorry I didn't read that earlier.
and you know,
There's a lot going on.
I'm a
with
big
Matt
fan.
Madness and everything
I'm a
going
big
on.
fan of most all you whiskey YouTube people. I try to support them. I donate during their live streams personally. You know, because I think it's important.
It's like liquid butterscotch, man.
I've had a few conversations with Matt, and you know, he's a pretty good dude.
It
Ooh,
this is like if Quaker did a butterscotch
that's
oatmeal.
butterscotchy.
Wait,
It's
what? Come
unbelievable.
here.
Unbelievable.
You like butterscotch, right?
Not really, but.
What do you think, honey?
Oh, that's your mouth. I thought you were telling me.
That's really good.
Wow.
That's
like
a then that's
That's like
Okay.
a bag of butterscotch chips.
and all you
Yeah.
folks know
Wow.
this. I have a hard time with the nose thing because of my surgery, and for that to be like that on
Yeah.
a neck pour
Whoa, that's wild.
right away
Is that the one I got?
Sorry,
is
what's
impressive.
what's the proof on
It's
that?
not- Kent would like the one you got too.
Oh, she got the
She-
rye? I'm
She
looking
got the
forward to
rye in
trying the
Texas
rye.
when she was out of town for me.
Wow, this is 109 proof too. And I'll tell you that nose, the reason I looked, I'm thinking it was an 80 or 90 proof because it's just
That's
sweet and
deep,
easy.
yeah.
And
Wow.
Holy Moses.
Wow.
that is really good.
That's rich.
What's the proof?
Wow.
What did I say, 109? I think 100.
Is 109?
Is that
Wow.
what I said?
Yeah, you're right, Kent. It's 109. It's rich. It's got some cinnamon notes with the oats. You can definitely get an oatmeal note in there
butterscotch
too.
there, too.
And the butterscotch is
It's
just
huge.
like boom. It's there. It's in your
That's
face.
a really good bottle.
Okay.
Wow.
Man, that's a really
Wow.
good bottle.
For my Texas friends,
If
look for that one.
if the person that gave you that bottle or sent that bottle is on, I would like to know how much it was. I'm curious.
Ben, if you are on, if you
That
could
is
shoot
so
us
good.
price, or you could, Ben, you can shoot me a message on Discord or anything
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
curious. Man, it's so good.
If there's any left, I'm sure Kent
So
might be
good.
interested in
So
one.
good.
I'd be interested in another one because that's really good.
Oh, you said
It's
that
crazy.
was a.
Distillery only release. Yeah, he lives in Texas. We're in Austin.
If there's a chance at one, I will buy one.
Okay, I got you.
That's really, really unique and delicious.
Man,
Paul P says, "Look at that good-looking lineup, and the bottles on the bar look good too." I love
good.
it.
All right, I'm closing it. 581 entries.
Wow. Let's do it, Trenton. Let's see what we got.
That's where it goes.
So I didn't split it up between like merch and bottles. If you get picked, you can pick whatever. You can pick one of the Penelopes, the bar mat, or the bowl pourers.
But you just have to
Yeah.
put it in the comment.
But you have to put it in the comments, please.
So if everyone could kind of chill out on the comments so I can
Yeah.
find it, that'd be awesome.
And I'm sorry, I've been doing a lot of yakking.
You're good. No, I didn't mean that. I meant like in here.
No, I know, but it's been taking a while, so I
Yeah, come on
apologize for
with
all
the
the
yakking.
yakking.
All right, first winner, D.W. Miller. Mr. D.W. Miller, if you could put in the chat what you would like out of the lineup up here, not the Still Austin products, just the Penelope and the bar mat and everything, put it in the chat, and I will give it a couple minutes before we pick the next winner.
All right, perfect, because I have a couple things.
Perfect.
Nigel Walker, $5. Really loved the recent shows where you educated Trenton on single malts. Keep up that kind of content.
It was painful for me, I will say. It was a lot of fun. There was one, somebody asked earlier what my favorite scotch was.
Really?
Honestly,
I don't
they
know
are
if you have a favorite scotch, do you?
you had a couple that you said you were
They-
okay with.
They are few and far between, I will say. I kind of have one from each category. Obviously, like, in all honesty, I'm a little bit spoiled down here because there's some phenomenal scotches
Yeah,
down here
yeah.
that I can't appreciate to the fullest extent of probably what some other folks can. If I'm going with like a budget one, the classic Lottie, what is that? There's something about the classic
that's
Lottie,
a good
right?
one, man. That's a
It's
good
like
one.
50. It's not 100% malted barley, right? It's some weird. It's
What is
because
that,
it's
do you
really
remember?
sweet, right?
That's one you suggested for me, and I love that one. I'm on my
Yeah,
second bottle of that
it's
one.
very barley forward.
Yeah. If I'm going like a higher end, that Glenfarclas 25 is really good.
D.W. Miller says, pick one of the Penelopes for me. I trust you.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Oof.
Oh, you know you're going with the Char 5.
Hey,
Trenton, you know you are.
I gotta go with the
I'm
Char
gonna say
5.
Char 5.
We're gonna go with the Char 5.
You
All
want
right.
to pull that down?
Pull
then?
that down. D.W. Miller Char 5.
Coming
So-
your way.
Coming your way. Please,
which?
if you win, please email me your address. If you win a bottle, send me your driver's license so I can confirm you are of age. But just shoot me.
And so we know where to send it.
Yeah, and so we know where to send it. slbdrinks@gmail.com. Shoot me an email with that
I just
info.
pinned that in the thingy thing.
Higher end Scotch, Glenfarclas 25. I really like.
Their lineup.
It's a Highland single
Yeah,
malt.
well,
It's got some
true.
really nice figgy,
So Kevin, you need
plummy
more
kind of
time
notes
off
to
this
it.
year.
And then like the finish, a Glenmorangie, A Tale of Cake. Love that bottle. It's delicious. All
I'm
right.
shocked to hear you talk that much about scotch.
I'm a little bit embarrassed to do so, but all right. Next winner.
We'll get him there eventually.
Next winner is Todd S.
Todd
Is
S.
the username Todd S. Todd, if you could let me know if you'd like the Architect, the Penelope Toasted, the bar mat, or the pour situations. Let me know in the chat. I'll give it a couple minutes.
All
We
right, real
have-
quick here. Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
Michelle.
no, please go. You're good.
Real quick here. I wanted Kent to try this. Okay, Kent, this is Trenton picked this up, brought it down today, 2023
The final.
limited release, Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series. It's labeled BEP. You know what that stands for, Trenton, at all? I don't
BEP.
know.
Barrel entry proof.
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
So Kent, so for your knowledge, an expression with prominent wood sugars bringing forth strong notes of vanilla, caramel, and sweet spice. 10 virgin toasted American oak staves, 110 proof. That's what's in here. Kent's got quite a few of these
Yeah,
wood finishing at his house.
Yeah, I know
Now-
Maker's Mark, and that sounds like a good setup.
Can I tell you this though? I'm gonna hand it to you. I'm not gonna sip it. I had a tiny sip of it when he brought it down, and I was kind of disappointed. So I would like
Really?
to have your.
Ooh, okay.
Hot take.
I mean,
Wow.
and again, I want to say this. I had a tiny sip of it.
Yeah.
So I need to have a little more of it, but I was personally a little bit disappointed. I thought it didn't stack up to their previous years of releases.
There's some good ones.
So
Oh, Barter Horde says, Kurt, that BEP is what I'm sipping tonight.
okay, I like to
Barter,
hear
what
this.
do you think?
And again, I had a sip.
Penelope toasted.
All right.
Penelope toasted. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thanks,
That's
Todd.
fun.
Thank you, Todd. Please send me an email. Thank you.
That Still Austin Oded is $100 plus. $100 plus.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I absolutely love that bottle.
It's fabulous.
Do you want one?
Thank
I
you
do.
so much.
If we could put some feelers out to see if we can get Kent and also myself a bottle of that Oded, because it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I would love that bottle.
Thank you, man. That's just awesome, and I'm not giving this one up to either one of those guys. To tell you the truth. I'm just not.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you have it. All right. We got 3 more winners. The next winner is Chuck Schmidt. Chuck, let us know what you want, buddy. I can almost guess what it might be, but hey, I've been
I think this
surprised
nice
before.
bowl here.
Yeah,
Spout.
that's fancy. It's real nice.
Yep.
It
Why
really
don't you
is
show
cool.
folks what that looks like being poured out? Because it looks real fancy. Like, also, somebody mentioned this in the Discord.
Yep.
You can get Discord access through Patreon. The Architect tastes like oaky sweet tea,
Ooh.
and I 100% get that.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
delicious.
Good on whoever said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So good.
Good job.
Here's the illustration here.
Look at that. That's-
Wow, look at that.
What?
Oh,
Crazy.
beautiful.
I tried to get it to. I tried to see if they
Trenton,
could
fabulous
add.
job.
Thank you, thank you.
Don't
I-
tip over my Odin.
I tried to. I tried to see if they could add some sort of noise mechanism to make a bowl sound when you poured it over.
Like
But,
Dad used to do.
They didn't really know how they were going to do
Used
that.
to do that.
Wait,
That's
what?
funny. My dad had.
Yeah,
I
tell
don't know.
him.
I can't duplicate it.
He
so.
thought he could do a real good bull
Yeah.
noise, a cow, but it was horrible. It wasn't even good at all. He did it a million
Maybe.
times. He thought it was great, and it really wasn't.
Too bad we didn't have video or a recording of that.
Yeah.
And put it in the.
That would have been fantastic.
Chuck would like the Penelope Architect.
Okay.
Chuck,
Thanks,
Shocking.
buddy.
yeah.
Josh Ellis, $10. Wonderful show as always, SLB fam. Good luck to all those that entered the raffle. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
I haven't heard from Josh in a while.
Yeah.
Josh, it's nice to hear you, buddy.
Hi, Josh.
Where I gotta ask, like Tamucci, Tuxedo
I know.
Toolbox?
Where are our people?
I know Kevin
mean,
Page is here.
other
He's an OG.
Jacob Jam, 0715, $10. Cheers from Cincinnati, Ohio. Cheers, Jacob, and thank you. for
Where
your
is
donation.
Streamlabs? Here we go.
I love TPC Cincinnati, by the way. Great golf course.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I don't know.
No
if
one
that's-
can't.
That was gonna be my third. What is that? of tonight.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
no one
only
can.
been 3.
All right. Next person has the opportunity to choose between the bar mat or the bowl pour spouts. I don't even know what to call those. And that person is. Oh no!
What'd you do?
Wait, what did I do?
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Trent,
did I
what
just
you do?
close entries? Oh, we're good. Never mind.
I'll be
False alarm.
good.
Rob Stalley. I've heard that name before. Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob, if you
Probably
Staley.
Staley.
Stalley. I'm sorry.
Staley, probably.
Yeah, Rob, if you want the bar mat or the pours, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pours and the bar mats, if you wanted one and did not win one tonight, you can find it at slbdrinks.com. They have gone pretty quickly. I don't know how much longer we will have them, but
Yeah, they're really cool, both of them.
and might I say they're solid quality. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Really quickly, while we're waiting on Rob, Kent, what did you
He
think
said bar
of
mat.
Bar
Thank you,
mat.
Bar mat. Trying to get ready for the next one. Kent, what did you think of the Maker's Mark? Just quickly though. Just,
Real
and I know
quick.
you've only had a sip.
And it's hard because I've had 5 pours of higher proof stuff. It's hard to really get into
Okay.
all the details. I didn't think it was bad by any means, but there's
No.
definitely better limited Maker's Mark.
You understand what I'm saying? I was just a bit
Yeah.
disappointed with it being the last one, and everything else is like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a bad pour, but compared to some of the other ones I have,
yeah.
doesn't stack up to 3 or 4 of them for sure.
All right.
Yeah, if
So we
you
agree
didn't
on
know
that.
already, this is the last Maker's Mark wood finish series. From what I've heard,
Oh, I didn't know that.
the 2 guys that were kind of in charge of the program went to start their own distillery.
Really?
From what I've heard,
Wow.
in
I
the
did not know that.
stratosphere or the rumor sphere.
We're gonna need to follow up on that.
Yeah, can't confirm 100%, but that's what I've heard.
Cool.
The last winner for the Bull Spout things are Donald Lee. Donald, if you are here, if you could just say something in the chat and then email me at slbdrinks@gmail.com. I will try and get those out to you as soon as possible. Anything that is ordered tonight, like bar mats, pourers, the hickory board. We have like 2 or 3 hickory boards left. All that stuff will ship
Those
out.
are really nice too, man.
That will ship out tomorrow morning around noon. I guess that's not really morning. Afternoon? Yeah, afternoon.
Yeah, you know.
I'm waking up super early, which I mean that's a surprise.
You are?
Yep.
Tell them what
On a
super early
weekend?
is.
Wow.
Well, super early is like 8 o'clock.
Trying to help you out. I'll be
If
at
I
my
make
job
it to 8 o'clock, I'll be like,
tomorrow.
yes, I slept into 8 o'clock.
But yeah,
Right.
I got like 100 bar mats to send out, and I want to make sure everybody can get their stuff as soon as possible. So if you want something, make sure to order it tonight, and you should receive it by Monday or Tuesday.
Josh Ellis sent another message with $20.
Oh,
This was
thank you.
back when you were saying sorry for all the chatter.
Yeah.
He said, please don't feel the need to apologize, Kurt. We're here for you guys. The giveaways are just a bonus. Oh.
I appreciate it. I hate it. I don't hate it.
No, the problem is we like talking
know.
about all those things.
I like about all that stuff, but I don't. You know, when the show gets over an hour and a half, I'm like,
Yeah.
But thank you very
Donald
much.
said thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Donald got it. So
And
that
then-
is what?
Oh, you're good.
No, we have one more.
One more. Jordan Warren, $50. We love you guys. Jordan and Jason. Thank you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Well, thank you everybody for. I know we got a couple new patrons tonight. Thank you to
Yeah.
all the new patrons. We're looking forward to having you.
All our new viewers,
New viewers, new subscribers. We appreciate all the donations.
people hanging out in the Discord.
Yeah, the Discord. I'm sure there's going to be an after party in the Discord. So
Oh,
that the
and
Discord.
Red Hat Mike, I'll try to message you. It's been a long time. And if you need a good bed or mattress, I think mattresses, is what he's
Okay.
a manager of a store, I believe,
All right.
from what I understand, but down in the Carolinas.
Okay.
Oh,
Go see Red Hat Mike.
There you go.
cool.
Awesome.
Neat.
That's all
You
I
good,
got.
buddy? All
A
right.
couple people were asking where they get the merch. Do you want to?
Oh,
I
Michelle will put that in the chat real quick. Again, the
Okay.
the Patreon is patreon.com/slbdrinks, and the merch store is slbdrinks.com. We are currently out of Glens, unfortunately. I'm working on getting those back in stock. I have an order for like 500 out right now. Those are being made. We have some new Glens coming out with Kurt's face on it, with my face on it, and both of our faces on it.
I saw those
that's
last night.
awesome.
I was
Imagine that?
dying.
to get one with.
And I'm
believe
gonna
you told
and
me.
I'm
Funny.
gonna try and
Come
get
on.
Kent's face on it if I have permission.
What did I do?
You didn't ask my permission.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
you
You don't get that.
Oh,
Everybody's gonna want one of those Glens. Let me just tell you, because
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday. I was
They're
dying.
hilarious.
I
were?
want one
It's
just hearing
hilarious.
about it.
I'm
That's
only
funny.
doing one case.
That's funny.
So it's 72 for the first run. So
Well,
we'll
this will
see.
be interesting.
oh my goodness.
And then one more. I saw a cup. Where is the after party? After party is in Discord. You can find information. Oh, mini Glens are out of stock too. They're coming back
Yeah,
as well.
sorry.
Hopefully
Those are
soon.
so cute.
Aren't they?
A couple people asked if the Penelope pick is for sale anywhere. We got 3 barrels of Penelope. We sold out on Patreon in like 6 or 7 hours. We had like 400 plus bottles, and we sold out
Right.
in
Yeah.
about 7 hours.
Right.
It was crazy. So
Yep.
I apologize. We don't have any more as of right now, but we are doing a toasted rye pick at some point, and that'll be available on Patreon as well, probably by the end of the year.
Discord is Patreon only.
Discord
Yep.
is Patreon only. Yes. That is any tier has Patreon access.
How do Patreon members find the Discord?
I will post a link on Patreon for the Discord link right after the stream ends, so you guys can get on for the craziness that ensues after
is
the
crazy.
live
SLB
streams.
late night crew.
Yeah, late night crew and
Yeah.
everything.
It's
So
a good time.
thank you, everybody. That's all I got.
You sure?
Yes, I think so.
All right, guys. Hey, I had a great time. We
Awesome.
reminisce
Reminisce
tonight.
a little bit. That was cool.
We sipped some
That was
fabulous
cool,
bourbon. It's what Kent and I do, you know, and I always enjoy getting together with him and with the family and doing that. And that's what this is all about, honestly. Whiskey is in bourbon and everything like that is way more than just, you know, let's just drink half of this bottle. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sip a couple ounces here and there. Have some great conversations. Get closer with your family, and that's what it's all about. So thank you for taking the time to be with us tonight. As I spoke in the beginning, time is our biggest asset, and we absolutely appreciate you giving us that this evening. So thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great weekend, and Monday we'll have another video out. What is it, Trent? I don't even know what we're doing.
On what? Monday?
Monday's video.
No idea.
Yep. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out Sunday.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.